Chapter 250. Chapter 250 Brother Chang's Scheme. Hello, who is this? Su Ruoro asked politely after seeing an unfamiliar phone number. Is this Su Ruoro? I'm Li Dong, your previous landlord. Do you still remember me? A chuckling man's voice could be heard from the phone. Su Ruoro thought for a while and finally recognized who Li Dong was. This man was the landlord of the apartment she'd previously rented in the slums in the suburbs before she moved into Qin's mansion. At that time, Li Dong tried to violate Su Ruoro when Qin Feng accompanied Su Ruoro in relocating. However, he was beaten up savagely by Qin Feng afterward. So now Su Ruoro's face showed loathing at receiving a call from this kind of person. Is there anything I can help you with? If not, then I'll hang up the phone, Su Ruoro asked angrily. Don't be in such a hurry to hang up. Li Dong then added in an anxious tone, Su Ruoro, I called you because I have something important to tell you. Didn't you stay in my housing compound for a period of time? Actually, I hadn't bothered with it that much since you left. But now, a new tenant moved into your apartment a few days ago, and when he was cleaning it, he found a big bag full of women's clothes. I thought for a while and guessed this bag was yours. If it is yours, then please come and take it. Otherwise, I'm going to throw it away. Su Ruoro pondered for a while after she heard what Li Dong said. I should have left nothing there. But, since girls normally have more clothes, maybe I did leave a bag of clothes there, Su Ruoro thought to herself. Su Ruoro had always been a thrifty girl. It was impossible for her to throw away a bag of clothes if it was hers. After she shilly-shallied for a while, she decided to go and have a look. Then, are you at home right now? Su Ruoro asked after she saw the time was still early. She believed that the landlord wouldn't do anything reckless if she took extra precautions. Yes, I'm at home right now. You better come early since I'm going out with my friends for a meal and might not be back until late, Li Dong said earnestly. Okay, I'll come over now. Please wait for a bit. Su Ruoro hung up the phone afterward. Inside her heart, she actually wanted Qin Feng to go along with her. But when she thought of Qin Feng's listless look, she finally gave up on the idea and decided to go by herself. She flagged down a taxi and rushed to the old town area alone. After half an hour, Su Ruoro arrived at her destination. This apartment was the first place she rented after she graduated and entered society. Until now, she still had some feelings for it. After all, she'd lived and survived in this remote and harsh environment for 2 months. Moreover, she had a lot of sad and precious memories left over here. Landlord, are you home? I'm here. Su Ruoro passed through one alley after another with familiarity and finally walked into the big courtyard of Li Dong's house. Yes, I'm coming. I've been waiting for you since the phone call. I was going out soon for a meal if you still hadn't arrived yet. A tall and thin man ran out the unit in the front of courtyard right away. Indeed, the man was the landlord of this compound. He smiled while running to Su Ruoro's side and brought her into his apartment. He said, Come here. I moved the big bag into my room. I took a glance into the bag and saw a lot of clothes inside it. There are a few that I saw you wear before. That's why I asked you to come and retrieve it. Li Dong was very enthusiastic. His eyes were no longer filled with the gleam of deviltry like they used to have when he looked at Su Ruoro. However, Su Ruoro did not drop her caution and was still wary of him. When Li Dong brought her to his room, she then stopped in front of the door. Landlord, can you please go in and bring the big bag out? I'll wait for you here. A hint of malice shone in Li Dong's eyes when he saw Su Ruoro suddenly stop outside the door. But soon, he reverted to his smiling face. Hey, what are you afraid of in broad daylight? The bag is just behind this door. It'd be better if you followed me inside and had a look at it. Also, you should be thirsty since you came such a long way here. Let me get you a cup of water to quench your thirst before you go back, okay? Su Ruoro, you stayed in my place for some time, right? Even if you've moved out of here, we're still friends. Why are you being so nervous? Li Dong talked while exhibiting a harmless expression to Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro was a little bit nervous and held the hem of her white shirt tightly. When she remembered the last time she was shut in a room with Li Dong and was almost violated by him, She clenched her teeth and stood firmly by what she said. I'm not thirsty. It's better that you bring the clothes out and let me have a look. If they're really mine, I'll take them straight away. Li Dong's expression became slightly colder. He realized that, after not seeing Su Ruoro for a month, this little girl had changed. This lass was used to be a shy and soft-spoken lady who would basically never say no to anyone. But now, Li Dong had invited Su Ruoro twice, and she still stood firmly by her own opinions and didn't want to enter the room. All of this was the result of Qin Feng's guidance. Su Ruoro, what do you mean by this nonsense? Can't I invite you as a friend to play in my room? Shouldn't you show me some face? Li Dong pulled a long face, stared at Su Ruoro coldly, and attempted to threaten her harshly. Su Ruoro became extremely nervous when she saw the sudden changes in Li Dong. She quickly stepped back a few steps to keep her distance from him. Landlord, air. I think I don't want the clothes anymore. I'm going back now. As soon as Su Ruoro realized the situation wasn't right, she hastily turned around to leave the compound. However, after she took a couple of steps, Li Dong had already caught up with her. Much to Su Ruoro's horror, 4 other men besides Li Dong rushed out of the building. They surrounded Su Ruoro and blocked her escape route in the blink of an eye. Haha, since you're here, why are you in a hurry to leave, little girl? You, what do you guys want? Let me out of here. Su Ruoro was extremely frightened. Her body trembled like a leaf when she saw so many men suddenly come out of nowhere. Each of the 4 men who suddenly appeared looked at Su Ruoro with a lascivious and nasty expression. No one was going to answer her question. Li Dong ran to one of them and respectfully asked with a smile on his face, Brother Chong, this is the woman you want to see, right? This guy had yellow-dyed hair and a shiny ear stud piercing visible on his ear. If Qin Feng was here, he would have been able to recognize him. This was because this group of people was the one that tried to kidnap Liu Xiaojia that night. Qin Feng even forced the guy to eat a pebble. Brother Chong remained silent. However, 3 of his underlings beside him yelled out in excitement, Brother Chong, yes, it's her. This is the chick. TSK. I'd already known this chick was fine since I saw her from a distance last time, but now, she is really the best when seen from this close. She looks beautiful, has a great body, and has a soft and frail aura. TSK, she is the best of the best. The underlings leered at Su Ruoro's body with drooling smiles while rubbing their hands. After the night when their attempt to kidnap Liu Xiaojia was interrupted by Qin Feng, they'd always wanted to get revenge on him. Then, somebody discovered Qin Feng was the rich young master who drove a Mercedes-Benz to help Su Ruoro relocate last time. So, 4 of them came to this slum area. After some prying, they finally found Su Ruoro's old landlord. So, they made up a fraud scheme. They lied to her, saying that she'd left clothes here, and tricked her into coming to retrieve it. Hey, rein in all your filthy thoughts. The main actor of the night still isn't here yet. Wait until the little brat is here, tie him up, and we'll fuck his woman in front of him. With a disapproving look, Brother Chong scolded his underlings with a stern tone. If he didn't speak out now, those hooligans might probably have jumped Su Ruoro's body already. He was amazed by the beauty of Su Ruoro as well, and would like to fuck her right now. However, once he thought of being humiliated by Qin Feng into swallowing a pebble that night, he couldn't stop his anger from rising quickly. So he decided, tonight, Qin Feng had to pay a huge price for that humiliation. Brother Chong, what should we do now? The 4 subordinates had grown impatient when they realized they could touch that woman only after Qin Feng's arrival. Call the little brat using her phone, lie to him, and get him over here, Brother Chong ordered with a cold voice. Brother Chong, that little brat has some skills and is quite a formidable opponent. We only have 5 people here. Can we really do it? The 4 underlings were really scared after being beaten to a pulp by Qin Feng on that night. They tried to kidnap Liu Xiaojia. Brother Chong put his hand in his pocket as he always did, touching the cold and lethal pistol, while saying with a smirk on his face, Humph. I'd like to see which one is faster, my bullets or his fist. Call him now, and we'll see both of them tonight. Then the mission for this month will be completed. Brother Chong gave his order. The four hooligans snaged Su Ruo's mobile phone and started to call Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng was still lying lifelessly at his office's desk. All of a sudden, his phone rang and he was roused by it. Seeing the call was from Su Ruo, Qin Feng put away his wandering thoughts and asked softly, "Ruo, where are you now?" "My dear, I'm now at the apartment I previously rented, completely naked, and waiting for other men to invade me. Come quickly and watch the show." An unfamiliar male voice could be heard over the phone. The man deliberately tried to imitate a coquettish girl with a sharp and cheap tone. Qin Feng's expression became cold in a blink of an eye. His big hand tightly clued the corner of the solid wood table, crushing it to pieces. "Who are you? Is Ruo in your hands right now? I'm warning you. Don't you dare lay a finger on her. I'll demolish your whole family if you do." Qin Feng's frosty voice came through the phone, piercing the underling and stunning him for a brief moment. Originally, he'd planned to threaten Qin Feng with this phone call. However, Qin Feng's words were too domineering and fierce. Also, when he remembered the intrepid skills that Qin Feng displayed at that night, the underling who made the call was so frightened that he almost threw the phone away. After a short while, the subordinate recovered from his fright. Filled with anger, he shouted loudly into the phone, "Fuck you. Your woman is now in my hands. And you have the guts to be arrogant with me? I'll give you half an hour to get to the apartment Su Ruo previously rented. Don't even try calling the police or anybody else. If you, little brat, dare to disobey me, be prepared for your woman to be played with by my brothers." Ha ha ha. After the caller hung up, Qin Feng's anger reached a critical point. His eyes were bloodshot. After a couple of strides, Qin Feng rushed downstairs to the car park. Chapter 251. An icy woman's voice called to Qin Feng as soon as he ran from the Royal Group building toward the parking lot and his 28-inch bicycle. "Qin Feng, get in the car now." The voice came from a police car. Qin Feng looked at the police car and realized that the speaker was the valiant police queen Lu Bingbing. "Director Lu, I don't have time to play with you today. I've something important to do now," Qin Feng shouted at Lu Bingbing, then ran away. Qin Feng might have been in the mood to train her if he met this hot-tempered chick under normal circumstances because he had a quest about Lu Bingbing. But now that Su Ruo had been kidnapped, Qin Feng didn't have all the time in the world to entertain Lu Bingbing. He ran all the way to the VIP parking lot. There was a private parking space of 2 adjacent slots especially for his 28-inch bicycle. Qin Feng got on his 28-inch bicycle and immediately rushed to the exit. Once he got there, he saw a police car driving at an extremely fast speed toward him. If Qin Feng's reaction had been the slightest bit slower and he didn't turn his 28-inch bicycle's front at the right moment, he might have flown to the skies with his 28 bicycle already. Screech. After an ear-piercing squeal of car brakes, Lu Bingbing's police car drifted beautifully on the ground. Then, she turned her car and sped toward Qin Feng once again. "Shit, are you fucking crazy, woman?" Qin Feng cursed angrily. He was angered by Lu Bingbing's craziness. At the same time in the car, Lu Bingbing's heart was filled with pin-up anger. Her eyes were gushing with fire. She'd asked Qin Feng to get in the car just now, and this little brat dared to ignore her and run away without looking back. This made Lu Bingbing think of the night when she attempted to capture human traffickers at South Bay Pier. She'd paid heavily by complying with 3 conditions from Qin Feng in order to get his assistance in demolishing that group of human traffickers. She even fulfilled one condition on that night by letting Qin Feng lash her buttocks 3 times with a belt. Lu Bingbing still kept this disgrace in mind. Originally, she'd thought if she followed Qin Feng's instructions and kept him satisfied, Qin Feng would at least comply with her orders proactively and cooperate with her to arrest the human traffickers. However, when she called him just now, Qin Feng didn't give a damn about her. How could Lu Bingbing not get angry with his attitude? "Qin Feng, I'm so gonna fucking kill you, you heartless bastard." Lu Bingbing was furious with Qin Feng's disregard. So, she stomped on the accelerator with her high heels. The police car roared like a mighty beast preparing to take down its prey. A shroom echoed in the car park as the car sped up and dashed toward Qin Feng. "Bye, you're digging your own grave." Seeing the police car race toward him again, Qin Feng single-handedly lifted his 28-inch bicycle and hurled it at the police car. Shocked, Lu Bingbing hadn't expected an enraged Qin Feng would be more violent than she was. She hastily swerved. After a sideways drift, she narrowly dodged the bicycle thrown by Qin Feng. Screech. This time, Lu Bingbing's police car finally stopped, leaving a trail of black tire tracks on the ground. Seeing his chance, Qin Feng quickly dashed to the police car. After a couple of strides, he sat in the passenger seat and stared fiercely at Lu Bingbing. Are you out of your mind? Are you trying to kill me? Don't you need my help in caught the human traffickers? The situation had taken a sharp turn when Qin Feng mentioned caught the human traffickers. Now, Lu Bingbing was even angrier after listening to what Qin Feng had said. In her rage, she stepped on Qin Feng's shin mercilessly using her high heels. Arg! Qin Feng suddenly screamed in agony. Lu Bingbing's high heels were thin and sharp. Plus, she was a Stage 2 external expert. Not everyone could withstand her leg strike. A person's shin bone would have been crushed to pieces if he was an ordinary person. Knock it off, you buy. I gave you an inch and you still want a mile. Don't think that I won't fight back just because you're a woman, Qin Feng said while looking at Lu Bingbing with an annoyed expression. You little scumbag. How dare you threaten me? I'll step on you and trample you to death. Lu Bingbing wasn't afraid of Qin Feng since she knew he would never fight back. So, she continued to step on Qin Feng's leg 3 times. It was so painful that Qin Feng's mouth became an O shape. Don't ever try pushing my limits, you buy. Even a beast would run away if I'm enraged, Qin Feng shouted while staring at Lu Bingbing. Lu Bingbing did stop her assault after Qin Feng's threat. However, she started to punch his chest with her fists. This woman's punches weren't the same as Su Ruoro or Han Yingying's punches when they flirted with Qin Feng. Their punches were like a massage to Qin Feng, and he enjoyed them very much. But this Lu Bingbing, with her Stage 2 external strength, would really cause some serious damage to a person. If Qin Feng didn't have the flying dragon armor, Lu Bingbing might have given him internal injuries already. Director Lu, no man will dare marry you if you still don't mind your temper, Qin Feng cried with pain. Mind your own business, you little brat. For now, I just want to beat you to death, you heartless bastard. Saying a woman was left on the shelf was a taboo. And now, Lu Bingbing was choked with rage, and she rained her little fists down on Qin Feng relentlessly. Even with his flying dragon armor, Qin Feng couldn't endure her attacks anymore. He was enraged by then. You crazy little boy. Had fun beating me, right? Your young master is going to teach you the art of manners today. Qin Feng was really angry, so angry that he caught Lu Bingbing's wrists in a flash and followed with a slight force. He pulled Lu Bingbing from the driver's seat into his arms. Moi. Their lips were stuck together tightly as soon as Lu Bingbing landed on Qin Feng's body. Lu Bingbing's and Qin Feng's eyes widened in shock. Qin Feng could have sworn that was just an accident. All he'd wanted to do was just pull her toward him, not kiss her. However, Lu Bingbing blew her top, thinking Qin Feng did it intentionally. You pervert. Let go of me now. Lu Bingbing's pretty eyes were freezing cold, emitting an aura of murderous intent. I can't let go of your hand right now. You might beat me up if I do. Unless, you promise that you won't once I let you go. Lu Bingbing was choked with rage. Since Qin Feng refused to let her go, she struggled for all she was worth, hoping to break free of Qin Feng's clues. However, Lu Bingbing realized her attempts were futile. Qin Feng's hands were like a pair of large vices clamped tightly on her, impeding her floundering. She was now sitting in Qin Feng's arms with her legs spread wide. Her kicks couldn't reach Qin Feng, and her hands were kept at her back by him. Suddenly, she realized the only way she could attack Qin Feng was with her head. You pervert. I'm going to bite your ear off. Lu Bingbing was a hot-tempered and stubborn woman. She'd never admit defeat. So she rammed her head at Qin Feng and tried to bite his ear. She had no intention of begging for his mercy. Arg, are you a dog? How can you bite me? The thought of Lu Bingbing biting him never crossed his mind. At a moment of inattention, his ear was bitten. This action enraged Qin Feng greatly. The provoked Qin Feng used a little bit of force, gripped Lu Bingbing's arms that were at her back, and pulled her away from him. Seeing Lu Bingbing gnashing her teeth in anger, unable to do anything, Qin Feng then smiled with a reed expression. His gaze was then attracted by Lu Bingbing's sexy lips, and he thought to himself, not sure whether this hot-tempered chick likes to eat icicle pop, since she loves to bite people so much. Qin Feng, let go of me now. Lu Bingbing shouted and gazed coldly at Qin Feng after seeing she was completely held captive by Qin Feng. Qin Feng had been stomped by her in the shin 4 times and punched by her in the chest 18 times. Moreover, his ear was bitten by her. How could he spare her so easily right now? He showed a snickering smile on his ungodly handsome face and pouted his lips toward Lu Bingbing's face. Director Lu, since we're spending our time alone here in the car, and you're sitting on my lap, shouldn't I do something to appreciate your willingness? Haha, I'd be a monster if I didn't do something. Qin Feng's face moved gradually closer until it almost touched Lu Bingbing's lips. Both of them felt the heat from their noses, tickling their faces like a feather. Qin Feng, get your foul mouth away from my face. If you don't believe it or not, I'll... Lu Bingbing's eyes were as big as saucers. She was truly mad and emitted a freezingly cold aura that would suffocate anyone nearby. However, Qin Feng wasn't affected by her strong aura. Without letting Lu Bingbing finish her words, Qin Feng's lips now rained down on hers gently. Mwah. The kiss was soft and moist. Qin Feng enjoyed it very much. In contrast with Qin Feng's enjoyment, Lu Bingbing was enraged. Originally, she planned to bite Qin Feng's lips off when he kissed her. However, she missed due to Qin Feng's fast speed. Hey, our Acropolis City's North Sub-Bureau Director, Director Lu, is really born in the year of the dog. Luckily, I'd gotten some protection. If not, I might have been bitten by you once again. I understand. Your young master is born with alluringly fleshy lips, full of fragrance and sweetness like a soft jelly. However, not everyone has the chance to taste it, you know? Qin Feng looked at Lu Bingbing with a smirk on his face. Geez, I don't give a shit about biting your lips. Please don't disgust me any further, okay? Lu Bingbing stated coldly, giving him a disdainful look. Women, they never follow their heart. Director Lu wished to bite me just now, and now you don't want to admit it. You shameless scumbag. Lu Bingbing was infuriated by Qin Feng's impudence. Her breasts were bouncing vigorously, up and down, as if the buttons on her white shirt would pop off at any moment. Mwah. As soon as Lu Bingbing finished speaking, Qin Feng kissed her sexy lips gently once again and withdrew after a brief second. Yes, I'm obscene and shameless. Then, what could you do to me? Qin Feng had a smug, cheap expression on his face. Even he wanted to punch himself as well. However, he felt that action was a must once he considered the mission of getting Lu Bingbing compliant to him. Qin Feng, release me right now. I'm so gonna fucking kill you. Lu Bingbing was as mad as a wet hen. Director Lu, would you release a person who wished to take your life away? Qin Feng was unaffected by Lu Bingbing's rage. This was because Lu Bingbing was always angry when he saw her. Qin Feng had already gotten used to it. Whoosh! Qin Feng leveled up his training this time. He no longer kissed Lu Bingbing's sexy little lips gently but licked them with his tongue. Oh, Qin Feng, I'll cut off your tongue myself. You jerk. Get off. Fucking get off me right now. Lu Bingbing started to resist desperately in Qin Feng's arms. However, it was all fruitless. The more she resisted, the happier Qin Feng was. He didn't listen to her and licked her once again. Whoosh! The tip of Lu Bingbing's beautiful aquiline nose was anointed by Qin Feng's tongue. Whoosh! Lu Bingbing was so frightened that she closed her eyes. By the time she opened her eyes, her eyelashes had already been moistened by Qin Feng. Whoosh! Whoosh! Within a minute, Qin Feng had already licked Lu Bingbing's stunningly pretty and icy delicate face thoroughly with his tongue. He licked it like a child eating a delicious ice cream. Lu Bingbing was so flabbergasted by Qin Feng that she even forgot to resist and get angry at this guy. Qin Feng's shameless action was an eye-opener to Lu Bingbing. She'd never known he was such a badass, unparalleled by anyone in this universe. Director Lu, I've finished licking your delicate face. It's as clean as a whistle. Now, let's start with your upper torso first and get you a full body bath, shall we? Qin Feng smiled wickedly. Chapter 252. Chapter 252. Return the favor. Qin Feng, you better not mess around. Lu Bingbing quickly regained her senses and looked at Qin Feng in alarm. After getting kissed by Qin Feng, she was slightly afraid of his behavior because just a minute ago, she was confident that Qin Feng wouldn't dare take anything too far. However, she completely rid herself of this notion. If you want me to stop, that's fine. But you have to fulfill one of my requests, said Qin Feng as he grinned at Lu Bingbing. After seeing Qin Feng's vulgar gaze, Lu Bingbing felt a chill run down her spine and a bad premonition. However, she had no other choice. Tell me first, what do you want me to do? Don't be so nervous, Director Lu. I, Qin Feng, am a kind and reasonable person. I stand by the idea of not doing to others what you would not want done to yourself, so I won't force Director Lu to do anything I'm not willing to do, said Qin Feng earnestly. Disdain flashed in Lu Bingbing's eyes. Her stomach was filled with doubt with regard to Qin Feng calling himself a kind and reasonable person. However, after hearing the phrase, not doing to others what you would not want done to yourself, Lu Bingbing's worry was somewhat alleviated. Surely Qin Feng wouldn't force her to do anything too ridiculous. How about this? Since I licked your face at first, you return the favor and lick my face. Then we'll call it even, said Qin Feng casually. Lu Bingbing's expression had just returned to normal, but it now became cold again. Qin Feng, you pervert, is this called not doing to others what you would not want done to yourself? Don't be delusional. I won't do something disgusting like that. Lu Bingbing looked like she'd rather die. She turned with a huff and didn't look at Qin Feng again. Not doing to others what you would not want done to yourself means not to force people to do things you aren't willing to do. But I already kissed you first, so how is this considered forcing you? Qin Feng looked like he was being clear and logical. He said seriously, since Director Lu can't even demonstrate this bit of good faith, then I should just help you take a full body bath. As Qin Feng spoke, he lowered his head. He held Lu Bingbing's hands behind her, forcing her to push out her chest. The billowing waves wrapped by her white dress shirt were spectacular and incomparable, making Qin Feng rather dizzy and his vision blur. His mouth got closer and closer to Lu Bingbing's chest, and as he was about to kiss it, a bone-chilling voice filled with intense resentment came out. Wait, I'll kiss you. During the critical moment, Lu Bingbing lost to Qin Feng again. She was born with a violent personality, and her family raised her to be a good fighter. She was always the one who bullied other people. When was there ever a time where she was bullied and humiliated and bullied like this? Lu Bingbing was so angry that her eyes turned red. She was finally clear on one thing. This vulgar and shameless hedonistic young master before her was the bane of her existence. Lu Bingbing felt that it would be better if she saw less of this brat in the future. Director Lu, this situation of returning the favor has arisen out of mutual consent. I, young Master Qin, never force people. You're doing this out of your own free will, right? Qin Feng looked at Lu Bingbing while smiling. Lu Bingbing rolled her eyes at Qin Feng and yelled angrily, If you want a kiss, then bring your face over here. If you don't, then get the hell out of my car. Qin Feng moved his face in front of Lu Bingbing's, and the two were a centimeter apart. Lu Bingbing bit the bullet. She fought with herself, but in the end, she just threw caution to the wind. It was better to just get it over with. Being diffident and indecisive wasn't in Lu Bingbing's personality. Swish. Lu Bingbing extended her soft pink tongue and licked Qin Feng's chin. Qin Feng's stubble pricked her tongue. It hurt a bit and felt both numbing and Your beard pricked me. You're such a pervert. Swish. Since she did it once, Lu Bingbing let go completely. She placed the second lick on Qin Feng's lips, and Qin Feng stuck his tongue out at the same time, making their tongues touch. Ah, you're so shameless, you did a sneak attack. Lu Bingbing was taken advantage of by Qin Feng again. She was so angry that she stamped her feet. In order to escape this situation that made her go crazy as soon as possible, the third lick wasn't a small kiss. She extended her tongue and went in a circle on Qin Feng's face. Swish! Qin Feng's face felt like he just came out of a sauna, wet and fragrant. Pervert! Pervert! You beastly pervert! Lu Bingbing kissed Qin Feng while cursing him continuously. Qin Feng looked like he didn't care at all. Instead, he had an expression of contentment. It appeared that this would linger in his memory. I'm done kissing, so you should let go now. Lu Bingbing finished kissing Qin Feng and felt that her entire body was about to collapse. She reached her limit in penting up her anger. It was even more tiring than 10 laps of intense training. Qin Feng released Lu Bingbing. In order to prevent this girl from suddenly exploding and attacking him, Qin Feng directly hugged her and delivered her back to the driver's seat. The atmosphere in the car immediately fell. After taking advantage of her so much, Qin Feng was a little embarrassed to speak, and Lu Bingbing was so angry that she didn't want to speak. Who? A while later, Lu Bingbing sighed and reinstated her original cold and arrogant demeanor. The prior scene, along with the scene of getting whipped by Qin Feng at the South Bay Pier that night, were branded into Lu Bingbing's memory. Lu Bingbing believed that she wouldn't forget these two things for the rest of her life, nor would she forget to hate Qin Feng. To prevent herself from getting angered to death, she gave her all to stabilize her emotions and stop thinking about what just happened. She changed the topic and talked about the reason she came looking for Qin Feng. Qin Feng, I'm here to take you back to the police station. I suspect that you are strongly related to the murder at Lotus Lake 3 days ago. You have to cooperate with the police investigation. Lu Bingbing's aura was bone-chilling, and it dropped the temperature inside the car. Director Lu, I'm not related to the murder case this time, and I didn't kill those 3 people. I have something urgent to take care of right now, so I can't go back with you, Qin Feng asserted resolutely. He was originally going to save Su Ruoro, but along the way, Lu Bingbing showed up and wasted some of his time. How could he go back to the police station with Lu Bingbing now? Qin Feng, don't expect me to just accept your answer and overlook this. The police will investigate and find out whether or not you killed anyone. At the moment, you're the primary suspect, so it's not up to you whether or not you're going to the police station. In reality, the results of the Lotus Lake murder case were already in. Through the video surveillance, Qin Feng had already been eliminated as a murder suspect. The murderer had hidden in the crowd, and they still hadn't found her whereabouts. Continuing to suppress an inferno in her, Lu Bingbing hid the truth because she wanted to take Qin Feng back to the station. She wanted to cause deliberate harm to Qin Feng and make him miserable. Director Lu, I can't do that now. How about this? I'll personally rush over to find you and cooperate with your investigation first thing tomorrow morning? Qin Feng's tone suddenly turned soft. He knew Lu Bingbing was a woman who yielded to soft approaches while rejecting the strong forces. One had to use different methods depending on the person they met. No, you must be searching for excuses. I certainly don't believe that you'll take the initiative to go to the police station to look for me early tomorrow morning. When Lu Bingbing saw that Qin Feng's attitude had suddenly become soft, she was quite satisfied. However, she maintained her icy expression. Director Lu, I want to consult you on something, said Qin Feng suddenly. What? Lu Bingbing glared at Qin Feng unhappily. I currently have an urgent matter to attend to, and I need to borrow your police car. Do you, Director Lu, want to come with me, or will you get out right now and call a cab back to the station? Qin Feng looked earnestly at Lu Bingbing. Lu Bingbing was stunned. She thought Qin Feng was really going to admit defeat. She was just wondering what Qin Feng was going to ask for a favor for, but that was what he said. Not only was this brat not going back to the station with her, he even had the gall to ask her to lend him a police car and seemed to want to rush her out of the car. Was this person crazy? Police cars can't be used so casually. Don't be delusional. Come back to the station with me right now and see how I take care of you, you stinking brat. Lu Bingbing's expression had eased a little, but now it instantly fell. She really wanted to lock Qin Feng up in a cell and beat him with an electric club. After yelling at Qin Feng, Lu Bingbing directly stomped on the gas, preparing to take Qin Feng back to the police station. Director Lu, you don't agree? Qin Feng's expression became slightly cold. Your mother doesn't agree. What can you do about it? Lu Bingbing glared at Qin Feng. Right after she finished speaking, she felt a set of hands suddenly control the steering wheel and a foot stomp on the brakes, abruptly stopping the police car. Qin Feng let go. Lu Bingbing angrily stomped on Qin Feng's foot with her high heel when Qin Feng stopped the car. Qin Feng pulled Lu Bingbing into his embrace and moved his other hand to his pants. He tugged and pulled his belt off, then with a couple of motions, he used it to tie Lu Bingbing's hands behind her back. Then, with another tug, he pulled Lu Bingbing's belt off and bound her ankles. Qin Feng, this is an assault on a police officer. Do you know that? You're abducting a policewoman. Hurry and let me go. You're going to die today. Lu Bingbing only regained her senses after getting tied up by Qin Feng. She didn't think Qin Feng would be so unbridled today to use belts to restrain her. If looks could kill, Qin Feng would have died over 10,000 times. Director Lu, I'm really sorry. After I'm done taking care of what I need to, you can deal with me as you wish. After Qin Feng tied up Lu Bingbing, he ignored her complaints and curses. He lifted her and placed her in the empty back seat, then shifted to the driver's seat. He placed the police lights on top of the police car and started the siren. He sped toward the house Su Ruoro used to rent. Using a police car made the drive smooth and unobstructed. Qin Feng drove wildly the whole way. He only sped up and didn't slow down. He passed all intersections as though they were all green lights. All the cars that saw Qin Feng's police car moved out of the way. 10 minutes later, Qin Feng stopped the police car in the slums in the suburban district. He got out of the car, locked the door, and strode toward the large compound where Su Ruoro had rented. Bang! Qin Feng kicked open the door and walked into the large courtyard. The courtyard was empty and was clearly a bit cold and cheerless. Your grandfather is here. Come out and receive your death. Qin Feng yelled angrily. Not long later, 4 people leapt out of 4 different apartments around the courtyard. They were Big Brother Chang's 3 lackeys and the landlord of the compound. The 4 people leaped out. Among them, Li Dong immediately ran to lock the entrance to the compound. The 4 of them slowly approached Qin Feng from 4 directions with smiles of contempt. They looked as though Qin Feng was a little lamb that fell into the wolf den. Haha, that's right. It's this stinking brat. Right. I can also confirm that this piece of trash messed up our kidnapping that night. Big Brother Chang's 3 lackeys were sizing up Qin Feng in detail, and they quickly recognized him. He was the stinking brat that ruined their kidnapping of Lu Xiaojia a couple of days ago. Big Brother Chang, hurry and come out. It really is that brat, and we've surrounded him. After recognizing Qin Feng, one of the 3 lackeys strained his throat and yelled. The onlookers' gazes shifted to the central building of the compound. They only saw a man with bleached blonde hair and a shiny earring walk out looking like a fiend. He held a weak and charming little beauty. It was Su Ruoro. Chapter 253. Chapter 253. Yes, I do. Qin Feng was relieved when he saw Su Ruoro. He then called to her gently. Ruoro, are you all right? They didn't do anything to you, right? Qin Feng, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Please take care of yourself. Su Ruoro's 2 bright eyes were filled with tears when she saw Qin Feng. Suddenly, she realized that Qin Feng was always by her side at the 11th hour when she was in trouble. After making sure of Su Ruoro's safety, Qin Feng glanced at the men. Immediately, he recognized 4 out of the 5. Weren't those 4 the ones who attempted to kidnap Lu Xiaojia on that night? During that time, Qin Feng had been busy comforting Lu Xiaojia and had no time to bother with the 4. In the end, they escaped. And now, they tried to kidnap Su Ruoro. Humph. Both of you are at death's door. Do you think you guys still have the time to play Romeo and Juliet? A fatso among Big Brother Chang's group shouted at them with a fiendish look and jiggling cheeks. The situation took a harsh turn and the atmosphere became cold all of a sudden. Surrounded by the men, Qin Feng stood firmly with his hands clasped at his back and looked calmly at them. On the other hand, the 4 underlings of Big Brother Chong glared menacingly at Qin Feng, prepared to pounce on him at any time. All of a sudden, Big Brother Chong's stern voice was heard, shattering the awkward situation. "Baldy, find me a rock. Remember, I want it big." The 4's mouths chewed non-stop. They were unable to maintain their composure at Big Brother Chong's irrelevant order at this tense moment. This was especially true for the plump Baldy. He went to a corner of the courtyard reluctantly and started to search for a stone. After a while, he finally found a fist-sized rock. Baldy grabbed the rock and returned to Big Brother Chong's side. He then asked with a bad manner, "Big Brother Chong, why are you looking for a rock at this moment?" "Baldy, throw the stone at that little brat and tell him not to ever try dodging it. If he does, I'll snap this little girl's neck." The incident on that night had cast an unfading shadow on Big Brother Chong's heart. He could never forget the humiliation of being forced to swallow a rock. Every night in his dreams, he'd always shred Qin Feng to pieces. Those 3 underlings would never understand Big Brother Chong, as they'd never experienced the disgrace before. The Baldy's mouth chewed so hard after he heard Big Brother Chong's reason. "Why are you still standing here? Hurry up and do what I said." Big Brother Chong yelled at Baldy, snapping him out of his astonishment. Baldy raised the rock and hurried toward Qin Feng. He then stopped 2 meters away from him. "Little brat, can you see the rock in my hand? I'm going to smash you with this rock later on. You, little brat, can't dodge it nor fight back. Dare to disobey us and Big Brother Chong will snap the girl's neck." The other 3 underlings staggered for a while and almost fell down after hearing what Baldy said. Originally, they'd planned to kick Qin Feng's ass with the power of numbers. Even if they couldn't imitate the domineering Su Wen Chong from the Bund, they could at least portray the ruffian aura of Ding Li. However, they were dumbfounded by Big Brother Chong's attempt to fight Qin Feng with such a childish approach. A rock? How silly was that? Growing impatient, Big Brother Chong roared, "Fucking throw the rock now." On that night, he had been the one who threw a cigarette at Qin Feng first, but Qin Feng avoided it. Qin Feng then countered with a stone, calling him an idiot. At last, Qin Feng even forced him to swallow the stone. So today Big Brother Chong reenacted the incident of that night, to wash away the humiliation rooted deeply within his heart. "Fuck you. Today, I want you, little brat, to pay for everything you've done to us." Baldy gathered all his strength and threw the rock even though he was reluctant to do it. The rock flew through the skies in an arc, dropping toward Qin Feng's body. Su Ruo's eyes were gushing with tears and she cried loudly, "No!" As soon as she saw Baldy throw the stone at Qin Feng, that was a big rock. It would really break a person's bones if it smashed into a person's body. Su Ruo was dying to replace Qin Feng. She couldn't stand to see Qin Feng injured. Thud. A muffled sound drifted over. Qin Feng didn't dodge the rock because Su Ruo was still held captive by Big Brother Chong. The impact of a fist-sized rock when thrown with great force cannot be taken lightly. A normal person would have been badly injured. However, since Qin Feng had the flying dragon armor and he utilized his inner chi to protect his chest at the same time, he didn't feel any pain when the rock struck his body. Qin Feng's legs went limp. He dropped to the ground after being hit by the rock and said, "Oh my gosh, you scumbag, really do want to kill me?" With a pained look on his face, Qin Feng covered his chest with his hand and coughed violently and incessantly. Wow, such remarkable acting. Even Qin Feng was impressed with himself. "Qin Feng, are you all right? Qin Feng, please don't scare me." Su Ruo had gone mad when she saw Qin Feng was badly injured by the rock. She struggled for all she was worth to escape from Big Brother Chong's grip. "Ruo, please don't cry. You wouldn't be pretty if you cried." Qin Feng pressed tightly on his chest, stretched out a hand, and talked to Su Ruo as if he was on his last breath. "It's my bad that I don't have enough strength to protect you. Ruo, I've always cherished you like the most precious jewels. When I keep you in my hands, I fear you'll be cold. When I keep you in my mouth, I'm afraid you'll melt. Ruoro, I don't want anybody to hurt you. I hope that you'd always grow up happily by my side. Ruoro, I think I'm gonna die. It's my pleasure to have met you in this life. It's just, I've one last wish before I die, and I still have some regrets. Su Ruoro's chin quivered. Qin Feng, please, stop. Please don't die. Please don't leave me alone, she moaned loudly. Her heart was pained as if pierced by a hail of arrows. Only now did she understand that she couldn't lose Qin Feng. Suddenly, Qin Feng asked Su Ruoro solemnly, Ruoro, why aren't you asking about my dying, unfulfilled wish? Su Ruoro clenched her teeth while nodding her head determinedly and replied, Qin Feng, tell me your wish. I promise I'll help you to achieve it with my best effort. Ruoro, my biggest regret is I never slept with you before. I want you. I really want you badly. Qin Feng clued his chest and said in anguish, sorry, I've put my request in an absurd, almost insolent form under this situation. Looks like I'm out of luck for this life. I can only hope that we can meet each other earlier in the next life. Wah. Su Ruoro was choked with sobs. She thought Qin Feng was really dying and said, Qin Feng, as long as you promise me you'll live, I'm willing to give you everything of mine, including my body. Yes, I do. Dang. Qin Feng stood up and kicked the rock away once Su Ruoro finished talking. Holy shit, which stinky brat threw a rock at me just now? How old are you guys? Have some finesse, please. Is it you, Baldy? Come out now. Women change quicker than the flip of a page, and Qin Feng changed even quicker. Big Brother Chong and his 4 underlings were dumbfounded and stunned by Qin Feng's brilliantly sentimental one-man drama. They were unresponsive when Qin Feng questioned them. In their hearts, they'd have liked to ask Qin Feng, when is the release date for next season? Especially the steamy scene. Big Brother Chong returned to his senses first and shouted at Baldy, holy fuck, why are y'all standing there blankly? Baldy, pick up that rock and fucking smash him until he's down. At this moment, Baldy had the urge to withdraw himself from this group and stop being Big Brother Chong's lackey. He quickly ran to the corner, picked up the rock, and returned to his position once again. Baldy, this time, aimed the rock at his head. I don't believe he'll still be able to survive that strike. Big Brother Chong stared at Qin Feng with a black look and added, if you dare dodge it, little brat, I'll choke her to death. Same scenario, same threats, and same Baldy. With grudge on his face, Baldy threw the rock with full force at Qin Feng's head. Shroom. Qin Feng moved suddenly. He didn't want to play along with them this time. Qin Feng's willingness to be a target just now was because he wanted to trick Su Ruoro into giving her body to him. Since Su Ruoro had agreed, Qin Feng didn't have all the time in the world to mess around with these people anymore. He liked acting, but he had to be the main actor. Plus, he shouldn't be controlled by anybody. After Qin Feng started to move, he dropped his 250 kilograms flying dragon armor and circulated his inner chi in his body at the same time, and then stormed at the group at a speed 1.7x faster than an ordinary person. He moved with leopard-like grace, leaving nothing but shadow in everybody's gaze. Thump! Qin Feng arrived in front of Baldy in a blink of an eye. He swung his arm and gave Baldy a big slap in the face. His strength was 5x stronger than a normal person. The fat Baldy was sent flying to the skies. After the assault, Qin Feng moved his body again and went in front of the other 3. After he delivered a few punches and kicks at them, those 3 were blown away, one after another, like flying kites. Thump, 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 thump. Followed by a couple of thumping sounds, the 4 fell at the corner of courtyard in a stack. 1 slap, 2 punches, and a kick. Qin Feng defeated all 4 of them within a minute. Shock, anguish, fear, and despair welled in Big Brother Chong's heart. He was so stunned by Qin Feng's incredible feat that he couldn't speak. He'd known that Qin Feng was a proficient martial artist, but he hadn't expected him to be this good. You'd also pee in your pants if you saw a person fight like a Superman. He'd yelled ferociously and threatened to snap Su Ruoro's neck earlier on. But now, he was so frightened that his legs trembled and the hand gripping Su Ruoro's neck shivered continuously. He couldn't even perform a handjob now, let alone wring a person's neck. After putting down the 4 underlings, Qin Feng gazed coldly at Big Brother Chong and said, "You're Big Brother Chong? I guess you're addicted to eating stones, right? So, you'd come to me wishing for another scrumptious meal of stones again." He'd never taken these hooligans seriously. In his eyes, Big Brother Chong was already a dead man. "Don't come over. I'll strangle her to death if you didn't stop right now." Seeing Qin Feng move gradually closer to him, Big Brother Chong was terrified and backed away. Big Brother Chong retreated to the door where there was no escape route anymore. His back was damp with cold sweat. He knew the plan for today had failed and might even cost his own life. At this moment, Big Brother Chong's eyes shone brightly. He remembered that he still had a trick up his sleeve. He immediately thrust his hand into his pocket, withdrew a gleaming handgun, and held it to the back of Su Ruorou's head. Chapter 254. Chapter 254. This punishment is light. Haha, stinking brat, if you have the guts, move again and see if your elder doesn't blast this girl's brains out. Big Brother Chong's cold laughter drifted over. Earlier, he'd been so frightened by Qin Feng that his legs trembled and cold sweat dripped from his forehead. Now that he had a gun, he suddenly became arrogant. He didn't believe that Qin Feng could dodge bullets. Qin Feng's steps halted abruptly. He'd already seen the ice-cold handgun held at the back of Su Ruorou's head. When he saw Su Ruorou held at gunpoint, he was so shocked that all color drained from his face. His explosive, angry tendencies surged forth like wild winds and showers. "Haha, we're all just playing around. Why are we using guns and knives?" Qin Feng suddenly laughed. "Shut up. Who the hell is playing with you? Your elder wants you to die today." Big Brother Chong was very cautious with Qin Feng. Now, he wouldn't be so easily tricked by Qin Feng. "Since you want me to die, then let go of Su Ruorou. I'll swee with her and become your hostage." "Haha, in your dreams, brat. You just want to attack your elder during the swee. Your elder isn't that stupid. Go pick up that rock over there and swallow it in front of me. Otherwise, your elder will shoot and kill this woman right now." Big Brother Chong's face was red. Compared to his currently ferocious expression, Qin Feng felt that his heart was probably even more abnormal. Qin Feng currently possessed Stage 3 external and Stage 2 inner abilities. His speed and reactions greatly surpassed those of normal people. He could just barely dodge bullets. However, Su Ruorou was still in Big Brother Chong's clues, so Qin Feng didn't dare take that kind of risk. He went to pick up the rock that was as big as a fist. He held it and looked at it for a long time. He didn't know how to swallow it. "Waha, you reckless stinking brat. When you forced your elder to swallow that rock that night, you should have known that this day would come. Hurry and fucking eat it. Otherwise, your elder will shoot." With a kacha, Big Brother Chong released the safety. Su Ruorou was a weak girl, and it was the first time she saw a gun. And this gun was pointed at her head. It would be a lie to say she wasn't afraid. However, Su Ruorou would rather die with a gunshot than watch Big Brother Chong humiliate Qin Feng into swallowing that fist-sized rock. Qin Feng belonged to Acropolis City's Qin family. He was the #1 hedonistic young master Qin's personal attendant. How could he be shamed by someone in this manner? He could not. "Qin Feng, hurry and leave. Leave. You horrible man. If you have the ability, shoot and kill me. I don't think you'll be able to escape the punishment of the law," yelled Su Ruorou indignantly, holding in her tears. Smack. With a crisp sound, Big Brother Chong slapped Su Ruorou's charming face, leaving 5 fresh, red finger marks. "Fuck. Shut up, you stinking woman. After this elder is done dealing with this brat, I'll satisfy your body well." Boom. Qin Feng, who was really about to try swallowing the rock, suddenly dropped it to the ground, where it gave a dull thud. His heart hurt incomparably as he looked at Su Ruorou's slightly red and swollen face and weighed her bite back her tears. "Stinking brat. Hurry and fucking pick up the rock and eat it. Do you want this girl to live?" Big Brother Chong yelled again. He was insufferably arrogant and despotic previously, but was a lot softer now because he noticed that Qin Feng's gaze changed. Qin Feng's eyes became incomparably cold and even a bit empty. Other than the boundless murderous gaze that surged forth, there was no shade of feeling. Right now, the person standing before him didn't seem like a person. He seemed like a devil who crawled out of hell. Ha ha ha, what an extremely dumb dude. Qin Feng suddenly burst into laughter. The laughter was icy and terrifying. It was extremely piercing to Big Brother Chang's ears. It was the mocking laughter of the devil from hell. Shut the fuck up. Shut up now. Qin Feng's laughter suddenly sounded unfamiliar, scaring Big Brother Chang and turning his legs to jelly. Even though he held a gun, he couldn't feel even a sliver of safety. Bang! Big Brother Chang's hand was sent into an uncontrollable tremble. Qin Feng's laughter continued. He shot once at Qin Feng. After the shot, the bullet didn't hit Qin Feng, and Qin Feng disappeared in the empty compound. No one knew where he hid. A handsome and cool youth leaped over Big Brother Chang's head. His hair was blown wildly, and he held a long, gleaming orange whip. The youth held the long whip, and his hand moved slightly. The long spirit snake whip was released, drawing an elegant orange arc in the air. It was like a sudden strike of wild lightning. Crackle. After the long whip fell, it sounded like the air was being torn apart. It fell extremely accurately on the wrist of Big Brother Chang's hand that held the gun. With a thunk, the gun flew out of Big Brother Chang's hand. Crackle. The long whip danced again and drew orange lightning in the air. It was extremely quick, powerful, and fierce. It fell powerfully on Big Brother Chang's chest, instantly shredding his clothes and leaving over 10 fresh red lacerations on his chest. Ah, it hurts. It's hurting your elder to death. Why, you could have killed your elder, ah. The entire compound was filled with Big Brother Chang's aggrieved and pitiful cries. Qin Feng, who was in the air, landed on the ground after the 2 lashes. However, the spirit snake whip in his hands didn't stop, as if he didn't hear Big Brother Chang's ghostly wailing and wolf-like howls. It fell on Big Brother Chang's body, back, thighs, and even his head again and again without rest. With Qin Feng's current strength and the spirit snake whip's power, 1 lash could split Big Brother Chang in 2. However, he didn't use all his power on purpose. He deliberately preserved Big Brother Chang's life to make him feel that it would be better to die than live. If someone dared to bully Qin Feng's women and family members, Qin Feng definitely wouldn't spare them. Qin Feng, don't hit him anymore. Don't hit him. Su Ruoro suddenly threw herself into Qin Feng's arms and cried like rain on a pear blossom. She really hated Big Brother Chang and his men, but she saw that Qin Feng was about to kill Big Brother Chang, so she was worried Qin Feng would get into trouble if he murdered someone. The fragrant body entered his embrace, and Su Ruoro's cries passed unceasingly into his ears. Qin Feng had lost himself a bit, but he now slowly calmed down. He quickly stowed the spirit snake whip away and hugged Su Ruoro tightly. He lightly brushed Su Ruoro's charming face with his hands. Ruoro, does it still hurt? No, it doesn't hurt at all anymore. Qin Feng, I don't want anything to happen to you. The finger marks on Su Ruoro's charming face were clear, and they still hurt. However, to prevent Qin Feng from getting angry, she clenched her teeth and withstood the pain. She hugged Qin Feng with a death grip to prevent him from making a move. Ruoro, come with me. Qin Feng hugged Su Ruoro for a while, then took her hand and led her up to Big Brother Chang's side. Big Brother Chang had been angrily whipped over 10 times. Now, he was badly lacerated and half dead. Qin Feng, no. Su Ruoro thought Qin Feng still wanted to clean up Big Brother Chang. She immediately grabbed his arm, looked at him pitifully, and shook her head. Ruoro, I'm not hitting him. This brat has a unique rock-eating skill. I'll have him perform for you right now. Qin Feng picked up the fist-sized rock and walked up to Big Brother Chang. Though Big Brother Chang's entire body was injured, they were mostly superficial wounds. His will was still clear. At this time, when he saw Qin Feng come over with the big rock, he didn't feel so good. How dare you kidnap young Master Qin's woman? You're lucky I didn't kill you. Qin Feng lifted Big Brother Chong. One hand seized his shirt collar while the other hand held the rock and placed it in front of Big Brother Chong. Open your mouth. Qin Feng glared coldly at Big Brother Chong. Big Brother Chong was so afraid that he couldn't speak. He clamped his mouth shut. He didn't want to eat this large rock. Since you're not cooperating, then I can only go hard. The hand Qin Feng used to hold Big Brother Chong's shirt collar now grabbed his chin. He used a bit of strength, and Big Brother Chong felt that his chin was about to get squeezed to death. His mouth could not be controlled, and it was opened wide. Qin Feng stuffed the rock he held in his right hand directly into Big Brother Chong's mouth. However, this rock was fist-sized and couldn't be stuffed in one go. Qin Feng clenched his fist and prepared to punch the rock into Big Brother Chong's mouth when an angry yell came from behind him. Qin Feng, stop right there. Are you crazy? The voice was very familiar. Qin Feng turned and was so shocked that his eyes almost fell out. He saw Lu Bingbing, and who knew when she got into the compound. However, her arms and legs were both tied by belts. This valiant woman had crawled into the compound from outside. Her clothes were completely covered in dust and dirt, and some parts were worn down and holed. Bang! A dull sound drifted over. Even with Lu Bingbing's demands for him to stop, Qin Feng still punched without hesitation once he regained his senses. The large rock was immediately smashed into Big Brother Chong's mouth, shattering all of his teeth and causing large mouthfuls of fresh blood to gush out. Ow! Big Brother Chong cried heartbreakingly. However, since the large rock was tightly stuffed into his mouth, the sound produced was very strange. One could tell how much pain he was in by his expression, which said he was in so much pain he would rather die. Remember, this punch wasn't only for Su Ruoro. It was also for that little girl you kidnapped that night. This kind of punishment is considered light for scum like you all. After the punch and Qin Feng's cold words, Big Brother Chong howled, then fainted from the pain. Qin Feng, you freak, do you know what you're doing? Hurry and untie me. Lu Bingbing saw this scene with her own eyes. Even a fiery gal like her was stunned by Qin Feng's ruthlessness. In her eyes, Qin Feng usually smiled and was never proper. This was her first time seeing Qin Feng mad. So when Qin Feng gets mad, he's this scary. After cleaning up Big Brother Chong and his men and saving Su Ruoro, Qin Feng calmed down completely. His gaze fell on Lu Bingbing lying on the ground, and his expression changed drastically. He ran over with an expression of alarm and began undoing the belts on Lu Bingbing. Damn, isn't this Director Lu of Acropolis City's North District Subbureau? What kind of person was so gutsy to tie you up? If I CA this person, I'll... Qin Feng couldn't continue speaking. He turned to Su Ruoro and asked, Ruoro, did you see who abducted Director Lu earlier? Su Ruoro still hadn't regained her senses. Qin Feng changed too quickly, and she couldn't keep up. I don't know. Su Ruoro shook her head foolishly. Damn, we actually let that hoodlum escape. Ruoro, and I didn't even see what he looked like. I'm afraid we won't be able to CA that hoodlum this time. Qin Feng sighed and looked downcast. Lu Bingbing was angered by Qin Feng's one-man performance. Qin Feng untied her, and she stood holding two belts while glaring coldly at Qin Feng. Young Master Qin, how could you not wear a belt before walking out the door? I just so happened to have the hoodlum's belt that he used to assault me. I wonder why it looks so similar to a belt for your pants? Qin Feng's expression changed slightly. Without Lu Bingbing noticing, he had grabbed his own belt back, quickly retreated to Su Ruoro's side, then gave Lu Bingbing an alarmed look. Director Lu, last time at the station you exhibited your intentions to show me the unwritten rules. At the time, I vehemently refused. Now you're here to undo my belt. I'm telling you, no matter how much power you have as a little citizen, I will not yield you. This is my bottom line as a person. Qin Feng had a somewhat angry expression. He added to Su Ruoro, Ruoro, you're the #1 eyewitness. If Director Lu wants to threaten and frame me, you have to testify for me. Chapter 255. Chapter 255. I'd like to be spoiled by someone as well. Lu Bingbing was rendered totally speechless by Qin Feng. Qin Feng was an evildoer, and only the Almighty could have subdued him. She ignored Qin Feng, put on her belt, and walked briskly to Big Brother Chang's side. She frowned seeing the bloodied and battered Big Brother Chang. Monster. This guy must be psychotic. Lu Bingbing cursed Qin Feng. At the same time, she kneeled down to try to get the rock out of Big Brother Chang's mouth. However, she couldn't get it out and it sank even deeper into his mouth. The unconscious Big Brother Chang was awakened painfully by Lu Bingbing's actions. Horrified, he stared at Lu Bingbing and thought to himself, "What the hell? Did this woman come to rescue me or kill me?" Lu Bingbing was filled with anger. She gave up the attempt and yelled at top of her lungs, "Qin Feng, you're fucking insane. You'll be in for it when we get back to the station." She walked to the side, called the bureau, and asked for some assistance. After the call, Lu Bingbing sat on one side angrily. Both she and Qin Feng ignored each other. The situation was awkward. Su Ruoro walked up to Lu Bingbing nervously, grabbed her arm gently, and said, "Police sister, see can you let Qin Feng go this time?" Lu Bingbing sent a furious glare at Su Ruoro. "Release that monster? Are you kidding me? Do I look like an idiot to you?" Lu Bingbing knew who Su Ruoro was. She'd met Su Ruoro a couple of times. The first time was before the fall of the Hao family. Su Ruoro had tagged along with Qin Feng when Haonan attempted to run down Qin Feng in front of a Western restaurant. Another time was during a street race at Coiled Snake Mountain. When Lu Bingbing rushed over there, everyone else had gone and only Qin Feng and Su Ruoro remained. And now was the third time. So, she had a deep impression on her. According to Lu Bingbing's investigation of Qin Feng, he was a playboy, flamboyant, and a narcissist. Women came and went around him. They'd never stayed more than 3 days. However, Su Ruoro had stayed by him for more than a month, which amazed Lu Bingbing greatly. "Police sister, actually, Qin Feng is here because he came to rescue me." Su Ruoro was intimidated by Lu Bingbing's sheer intensity. However, in order to help get Qin Feng off the hook, she clenched her teeth and confronted Lu Bingbing determinedly. Lu Bingbing eased up a little bit and talked to Su Ruoro gently. "Save you? What happened to you?" Lu Bingbing recalled that a few hours ago, Qin Feng mentioned he had something urgent to do. From what she was seeing right now, he might have spoken the truth and was hiding something. "These guys are bad guys. They tricked me and attempted to kidnap me. They even tried to violate me." Qin Feng rushed over once he discovered about the abduction. He was furious and beat them up badly because he saw I was injured. "He did this all because of me. Can you please not arrest him?" Su Ruoro sobbed while talking. She'd feel aggrieved if Qin Feng get caught because of her. After listening to Su Ruoro's reasoning, Lu Bingbing's gaze on Su Ruoro changed completely. Her heart melted after seeing a couple of dazzling red fingerprints on Su Ruoro's face. Lu Bingbing then snuck a peek at Qin Feng. He was currently relaxing on a stone stool, gazing blankly at the skies, as cool as a cucumber. His profile was visible to Lu Bingbing. His face was sculpted and pared to perfection. His mountain peak cheekbones were chiseled by a master craftsman. Manly and attractive, one might feel weak in their knees when looking at him. He didn't talk about Su Ruoro's case or defend himself. As a police herself, Lu Bingbing was clear that Qin Feng's intention was to avoid causing Su Ruoro any mental pressure or casting a shadow on her heart. This was a selfless act. He was protecting Su Ruoro with his own way. A mature man is like a mountain. He'll always stand by your side, inconspicuously protecting you. He doesn't need to speak much. He'll prove his worth with action. Lu Bingbing had thought Qin Feng was childish and flirtatious at first. However, she now envied Su Ruoro after seeing a sedate Qin Feng with unswerving determination. She was covetous. She was jealous of Su Ruoro for receiving Qin Feng's protection. At this moment, Lu Bingbing thought she'd been taken advantage of by Qin Feng so many times. She'd even given her first kiss to Qin Feng. She also wanted to become his woman and get pampered by a dominant and unreasonable man like Qin Feng. Su Ruoro shook Lu Bingbing's arm and asked, "Sis, are you listening to me? Lu Bingbing regained her senses and was terrified that she'd been captivated by Qin Feng's allure just now. She soon reinstated her usual strong demeanor and said apathetically, "I think I already have a good grasp of the situation. If the situation is as you say, he might be able to receive less punishment." Su Ruoro replied sadly, "Sis, so you'll still arrest Qin Feng?" Qin Feng suddenly walked to Su Ruoro, hugged her with a smile on his face, and added, "Ruoro, don't beg her anymore. Director Liu is the impartial and incorruptible dark-skinned Justice Bao in Acropolis City. She'll not let me go easily." Lu Bingbing clenched her teeth with rage. She glared at Qin Feng. "Who are you saying is dark-skinned? You're dark-skinned. The whole family of yours is. Are you blind? My skin is fairer and better than most celebrities." She and Qin Feng were a pair of happy foes. They never stopped quarreling. "I think Director Liu has misunderstood me. What I want to emphasize is, just like the Justice Bao, Director Liu handles tasks efficiently and effectively, and is impartial and incorruptible. No criminal can escape your clues." Qin Feng then rebutted with a laugh. His gaze stopped at Lu Bingbing's flawless face. Her skin texture was fine, as soft as a baby's skin. Indeed, it was really better than that of most celebrities. "Humph, this is the truth." Lu Bingbing grunted smugly. She was happy inside out. However, she wouldn't show it to Qin Feng. Seeing Lu Bingbing was delighted, Qin Feng quickly asked for her help. "Director Liu, Ruoro was almost abducted and she needs to rest now. Can you send her back to Qin Mansion first? After that, I'll follow you to the police station." Lu Bingbing looked at Qin Feng. He was currently holding Su Ruoro in his arms, gazing at her affectionately as if she was his world. She then thought to herself, "This arrogant man. He doesn't have his usual mischievous demeanor. He even swallowed his pride and sincerely asked for my help." This was the first time Lu Bingbing saw Qin Feng behave like this. Suddenly, her heart dropped, and a gush of bitterness welled up in it. Anyway, Lu Bingbing was a reasonable person. Eventually, she consented to Qin Feng's suggestion. "Please wait a while. I'll bring both of you back after my men arrive, and we straighten out things at the scene." While waiting for Lu Bingbing's men, Qin Feng cuddled and flirted with Su Ruoro on a stone stool, casting Lu Bingbing to one side. Lu Bingbing's eyes were about to fall out from glaring so angrily at the sweet, public display of affection in front of her. After 5 or 6 minutes, 3 police cars arrived. Lu Bingbing spoke to a few of them for a while, then left with Qin Feng and Su Ruoro. Lu Bingbing was the driver, and Qin Feng embraced Su Ruoro in the back seat. This incident had cast an unfading shadow on Su Ruoro's heart. Although she never complained, Qin Feng could feel her trembling in his arms. Qin Feng locked Su Ruoro tightly in his arms and kissed her forehead occasionally along the journey. Slowly, he discovered that whenever he was kissing or cuddling with Su Ruoro, Lu Bingbing would stare at him through the rearview mirror. He'd also realized that her face was becoming colder and colder. Qin Feng smirked. He showed a pained expression all of a sudden and said to Su Ruoro, "Ruoro, my chest hurts so much." "Ah, what's the matter, Qin Feng? What's hurting you?" "Qin Feng, please don't scare me." "Ah, I knew it. Was it the rock just now?" Seeing Qin Feng in pain and pressing hard on his chest, tears immediately streamed down Su Ruoro's face. "They all say women are made of water." Qin Feng strongly agreed with this point of view after getting to know Su Ruoro. "Sis, can you please go to the hospital now?" Qin Feng was hit by a big rock in the chest just now. "I'm afraid that something is going to happen to him," Su Ruoro told Lu Bingbing anxiously. "Ruoro, I don't want to go to the hospital. Let's go home." Qin Feng grabbed her little hand, shoved it into his shirt, and pressed it on his chest. "Just help me massage it. I promise I'll be fine." Lu Bingbing's heart thumped nervously when she saw Qin Feng's expression. However, she'd seen through his trick now. This little jackass was putting on a show, just to flirt. Lu Bingbing saw through Qin Feng's trick, but not Su Ruoro. This was because Su Ruoro had seen that Baldy throw a fist-sized rock at Qin Feng with her own eyes a little while ago. She believed Qin Feng was indeed injured and asked worriedly, "Qin Feng, are you feeling any better now?" Heedless of timidity and embarrassment, she put her small hand on Qin Feng's chest and started rubbing it. It seems just a little bit better, but I still feel the pain. Maybe the effect isn't significant if it's rubbed only by hand. If Qin Feng stopped abruptly before finishing his sentence. Su Ruoro asked him desperately, If? What is it? Hurry, Qin Feng, tell me what should I do to relieve your pain. Qin Feng smirked slightly after he saw a nervous Su Ruoro. Lu Bingbing ground her teeth in anger when she saw Qin Feng's smirk. She'd almost rammed the car into a tree a couple of times. In her heart, Lu Bingbing knew that Qin Feng was going to be a beast again. It's the best if Ruoro could use a much softer approach like your mouth or breasts to rub my chest. But, never mind, just forget about it. I don't want to put you in a difficult position. Qin Feng gave Su Ruoro a pained expression. Su Ruoro's face was blushing. She bit her red lips with her bright white teeth, pondered for a while, and then nodded at last. Qin Feng, you're injured because of me. How can I forget that? After she finished talking, Su Ruoro extended her slim, lily-white hands and started unbuttoning Qin Feng's white shirt. This was her first time undressing a man, so her small hands trembled nervously. She took a long time to completely undo the row of buttons on Qin Feng's shirt. Qin Feng's shirt was opened down to the last button, revealing his powerful chest muscles and a pack of 8 symmetrical and perfectly situated abs to Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro blushed, and her heartbeat increased. Ruoro, why don't we stop now? Yeah, right. This is the spot that hurts so much. Qin Feng moaned out of excitement. He rejected Su Ruoro as he placed her slender hand on his chest and rubbed continuously. Chump! Su Ruoro's cherry lips kissed Qin Feng's chest right after he finished his words. Qin Feng, do you feel better now? Su Ruoro was embarrassed by her action. She couldn't gaze into Qin Feng's eyes. Qin Feng gave a pompous laugh and said, It does feel a lot better. I was pained to death just now, but the pain was alleviated after receiving a kiss from Lil's sister Ruoro. Concurrently, Lu Bingbing was mad as hell. So mad that she'd snapped the heel of her high heels. Chapter 256. Chapter 256. What gives you the right to treat me this way? Is it really better? That's really great. Su Ruoro shouted exuberantly. When she discovered that kissing Qin Feng's injury made it feel much better, she stuck her little face to Qin Feng's chest and continued to kiss it without apprehension. Swish. This time, not only did Su Ruoro kiss Qin Feng's injury, she naughtily stuck out her tongue and licked it. Qin Feng's entire body was made of muscle. He didn't have even a sliver of extra fat. The muscle at the injured area was even frighteningly larger. When Su Ruoro licked it, it felt very firm. Su Ruoro's sudden actions surprised even Qin Feng. Qin Feng's body fell limp, and he couldn't help but shout. What? Qin Feng, did I hurt you? Su Ruoro jumped in shock. She thought she hurt Qin Feng. Qin Feng, that's enough. If you keep at it, then fuck off. Lu Bingbing couldn't continue weighing. She finally understood why Qin Feng played with Su Ruoro for so long and still hadn't thrown her away. Su Ruoro had some issues with her IQ. There was absolutely nothing wrong with Su Ruoro's intelligence. She was actually innately talented and intelligent. However, when a woman is in love, her IQ falls into the negative range when she's in front of her lover. When Su Ruoro saw that Qin Feng was hurt to this extent, her intellect completely disappeared. Oh, Ruoro, you're really too amazing. You kissed my injury a couple of times, and it doesn't hurt that much anymore. Now it just hurts a wee bit. The pain keeps shifting upwards, so I think you just have to help massage me with a softer area and I'll be able to get better completely. Qin Feng didn't care about Lu Bingbing's frustration at all because he'd been deliberately trying to get her angry right from the beginning. At this time, the system had quests regarding both women in the car. One had to be made strong and domineering, and the other made docile and obedient. Qin Feng was in the middle of trying to complete Lu Bingbing's quest right now. He wanted to act in a lovey-dovey manner with Su Ruoro in the police car in order to make Lu Bingbing accept things she usually couldn't tolerate. Qin Feng, what area is softer? Asked Su Ruoro as she blushed and pouted playfully. There. This time, even Qin Feng was embarrassed. He felt that he was a bit shameless. He looked towards Su Ruorou's collar and indicated at the area with his eyes. Su Ruorou reflexively shouted with surprise. After getting instructed by Qin Feng all this time, Su Ruorou's personality had become much stronger. If another man dared to say such shameless words, Su Ruorou would harshly chew them out for sure. Qin Feng, why you're intentionally toying with me, right? Su Ruorou detected something and looked at Qin Feng with alarm. Io, my wound is hurting badly. Ruorou, why would I toy with you? Forget it. Forget it. I would never force you to do something you're not willing to do. We're almost at the Qin Manor. When we get back, let the Qin Manor's doctor Zhang look at it for me. Has my heart been shattered by the rock? Otherwise, why would it hurt so much? After hearing Qin Feng say his heart might be shattered, Lu Bingbing was elated. This person was unrivaled under the heavens at lying without batting an eyelash. However, Su Ruorou was so shocked that she shouted, no way. How could it shatter your heart? Qin Feng, don't scare me, okay? Wah, I'll massage you right now. You'll definitely be okay. Wah. Su Ruorou cried again. She suspected Qin Feng was tricking her at first, but she was worried about Qin Feng, so she couldn't think about it too much. She suddenly flipped her body and sat on Qin Feng's thighs. Then, she hugged his neck and stuck her body to his. Qin Feng, does that feel better? Su Ruorou's voice was as small and weak as a mosquito. She was blushing madly. Qin Feng had a serious expression. Ruorou, what are you wearing inside? It's pressing against me, and it's really uncomfortable. Su Ruorou's neck turned completely red as well. Qin Feng was hinting at Su Ruorou to remove what was beneath her clothes. Wait. A while later, Su Ruorou gritted her teeth and lifted her hands to her back to undo the law of her bra. Qin Feng didn't think Su Ruorou would comply even with this kind of request. When he saw her sitting on his thighs about to remove her clothes, he felt that it was too beautiful. Boom! A dull sound came from inside of the car. Su Ruorou hadn't yet undone her bra when the police car hit a concrete barrier on the roadside. This scared Su Ruorou into immediately hugging Qin Feng's neck tightly. Qin Feng, get the fuck out. Lu Bingbing couldn't take it anymore. Once she saw Su Ruorou undoing her bra in the rearview mirror, she didn't feel good. She wasn't paying attention and drove off the road. Big sister, WI, are you yelling at Qin Feng for no reason? You weren't careful and crashed the car. It wasn't Qin Feng's fault, grumbled Su Ruorou, looking at Lu Bingbing. She really didn't understand. Qin Feng's injury was so bad. So why was Lu Bingbing, this policewoman, still so heartless? Didn't they say to look for the police when there was trouble? Lu Bingbing was about to die from anger. And you, stupid woman, get out of the car as well. If you want us to get off, then we'll get off. Qin Feng, let's get a taxi on our own to get back. Su Ruorou tugged on Qin Feng with a huff and prepared to get out of the car. However, Qin Feng didn't move and sat while hugging Su Ruorou. Director Lu, if it was a normal day, I wouldn't argue with you. But today Su Ruorou suffered trauma. I hope you won't yell and scream at her. Just take us safely back to the Qin Manor, and I'll pretend nothing happened at all. Qin Feng's expression turned slightly cold. Lu Bingbing originally suppressed a stomach full of fire, but when she saw Qin Feng's commanding attitude, she immediately exploded. So what if I yell at her? She's extremely stupid, so I want to yell at her. Hurry and take this woman, then fuck off. Don't sully my police car. Lu Bingbing looked at Su Ruorou and yelled twice. However, she had just finished yelling when she felt a pie-black handgun on her head. Qin Feng didn't know when he arrived at the front passenger seat and took the handgun from her waist. His lightning-fast speed and nimble body scared Lu Bingbing. Her eyes widened and her jaw dropped as she looked strangely at Qin Feng. Director Lu, usually when we're together, you can joke and throw your temper at me however you'd like and I wouldn't care. However, right now my woman has suffered a shock. I'm urging you earnestly, and I hope I don't have to do it a third time. Otherwise, this gun in my hand is very likely going to go off by accident. Qin Feng's expression was icy, and his tone was devoid of emotion. In Lu Bingbing's eyes, he became a completely different person. He was so unfamiliar and frightening that Lu Bingbing felt very wronged. She was always strong and domineering, but tears rose in her beautiful icy eyes. Lu Bingbing bit her lip tightly and really wanted her tears to go back into her eyes. However, they disappointed her and fell out. Other than Qin Feng, no one else had ever pointed a gun at her head because no one had the guts to do it. Similarly, no one dared to kiss her on the lips, embrace her, or even instruct or humiliate her. Lu Bingbing felt that Qin Feng treated her unfairly. She was mostly done with being taken advantage of by Qin Feng, but why did Qin Feng not take pity on her at all in front of Su Ruoro? Lu Bingbing clenched her teeth and held it all in for a long while. Then, she suddenly yelled at him, "Qin Feng, what gives you the right to treat me this way?" Lu Bingbing's sudden mood shift scared Qin Feng. He returned the handgun back to its place and grabbed a tissue from the car. He was about to help wipe Lu Bingbing's face when she turned her head and pushed Qin Feng away. "Don't pretend. I think it's disgusting," Lu Bingbing said coldly. "I know your abilities are better than mine, and I know I can't beat you in a fight. However, I don't want to drive you two today. Get out of my car right now. Otherwise, shoot and kill me." Besides the reasons regarding Su Ruoro, Qin Feng was so fierce toward Lu Bingbing because he wanted to complete her quest as soon as possible. Since he had to make Lu Bingbing docile and obedient, then of course he had to be stronger in front of her. Otherwise, he would have no way of subduing this girl with the explosive temper. However, now that Lu Bingbing was really angry, Qin Feng knew he'd been too impatient and gone overboard. Thus, he softened his tone and said, "Director Lu, I went too far at first. I hope you don't take it to heart." "That's right, Director Lu. Didn't you tell me to monitor that human trafficking group? I seem to have some new leads." Qin Feng knew Lu Bingbing cared a lot about this human trafficking group because they were too arrogant. In the last 2 months, the count for missing persons and people that were kidnapped in Acropolis reached 69. This case had caught the attention of the higher-ups in the capital long ago, and they were already pressuring Acropolis City's police to solve the case as soon as possible. As the director of the Northern District Subbureau, it's unsurprising that Lu Bingbing was under a lot of pressure. What leads? As expected, once Lu Bingbing heard Qin Feng mention this matter, she dried her tears and instantly went back to normal. "Beginning from last time when I went to the South Bay Pier with you, I haven't done anything other than covertly investigate this human trafficking group after we parted ways. After my unremitting effort and crazy investigating." "Qin Feng, please get to the point, okay?" Qin Feng hadn't finished speaking when Lu Bingbing cut him off coldly. Qin Feng coughed awkwardly twice, then got to the meat of the issue. "Ahem. I suspect that those kidnappers that Director Lu arrested just now are related to the human trafficking group." Lu Bingbing's expression changed instantly, and she looked at Qin Feng with some suspicion. "You're not lying to me, are you?" "Director Lu, those words make me unhappy. When have I lied to you?" Qin Feng had lied to Lu Bingbing a fair number of times, but this time he really wasn't lying. When Qin Feng led Su Ruoro into the police car earlier, he asked Su Ruoro some questions about the kidnapping. After discovering the cause of the matter, Qin Feng kept analyzing the relationship between these events. Big Brother Chang and his men kidnapped Lu Xiaojiao before, and they were practiced and familiar with kidnapping. From a glance, one could tell they were recidivists. Also, when Qin Feng confronted Big Brother Chang and his men in the courtyard, he heard them mention something about completing their monthly quota. Thus, Qin Feng had reason to guess that these people had a large human trafficking gang behind them. As for whether or not they were the group Lu Bingbing needed to CA, that required further investigation. When haven't you lied to me?" Lu Bingbing harumphed and glared at Qin Feng. Qin Feng felt a stab in his heart. He said unhappily, "Either way, I've said everything I should have. If you believe me, Director Lu, go back and interrogate those people. Maybe you'll get the clues you need. If you don't believe me, it's no loss on my part." Lu Bingbing's expression shifted slightly. Though she still looked like she didn't believe Qin Feng, She'd already decided to personally interrogate those kidnappers when she got back to the police station. Chapter 257. Chapter 257. Arrival of the Superstar. Royal Group, Sales Department Lobby. When Qin Feng and Su Ruoro walked into the sales department, they sensed the atmosphere today wasn't the same as usual. The sales representatives, who were usually extremely busy, were not making calls or filling out charts, but were gathered and seemingly discussing something. Qin Feng walked into the office hand in hand with Su Ruoro and laughed at the crowd. Yo, is today the sales department's day off? Why are y'all so free? After he'd been promoted to group leader in the sales department, he'd gained considerable prestige. The employees of the sales department respected him greatly. Seeing his arrival, two of his subordinates, Xiao Ma and Xiao Qiu, welcomed him with smiles. Ever since Qin Feng beat them up and hospitalized them, they treated Qin Feng as their big brother. Big brother Feng, you probably don't know yet, but a superstar has come to our royal group today. She's now in General Manager Li's office. Big brother Feng, she is the pure jade girl Rao Sherman, the hot star of the showbiz, who has mastery over the trifecta of movie, television, and music. The voices of Xiao Ma and Xiao Qiu echoed in harmony, causing a commotion throughout the sales department. Although Rao Sherman had just debuted for merely a year, she made an impression in the public eye. She was gorgeous, had a flaming body, and her singing voice was enchanting. She was not only idolized by tens of thousands of men, but most women were her fans as well. These superfans were aroused when they heard of Rao Sherman. Even Su Ruoro joined the procession of worshippers and yelled in excitement, Rao Sherman? It can't be. A person like her would come to Acropolis City, a second-tier city? Wah, I'm so excited. I'm one of her fans too. Qin Feng's expression changed into one of indignance. Wasn't he tasked to protect and provide hospitality for Rao Sherman during her stay with Royal Group? However, she was already in Royal Group, but he wasn't notified about this at all. What more? He was the last person to know. It was really a dishonorable act by the top management of Royal Group. How can they be like this? No, I must have it out with General Manager Li. Qin Feng was furious and stormed toward General Manager Li's office. After a couple of steps, he was blocked by two persons, Wang Chao and Lin Shuai, the gold medal financial analyst at Royal Group's Financial Investment Department. Leader Qin, why are you in such a hurry and where are you going? Asked Lin Shuai, looking at Qin Feng with a grin on his face. At the same time, he peeked at Su Ruoro twice. A touch of possessive desire could be seen gleaming in his eyes. Recently, Qin Feng had become Wang Chao's superior. During this period of time, Wang Chao had played cat and mouse with Qin Feng. Yet, he was now standing beside Lin Shuai with his head held high, giving a frivolous look at Qin Feng, seemingly denigrating him. Yo, wasn't this the bastard of our company's financial investment department? What brings you here? Want to get yourself a little brother in our sales department? Qin Feng confronted the duo casually. They were inconsequential to him. Once he opened his mouth, he slandered them. Who are you calling a bastard? How can you insult someone so casually? Plebeian. Lin Shuai was unhappy after being insulted by Qin Feng. Wang Chao's heart was filled with pin-up anger too. Indeed, he'd become Lin Shuai's lackey, but he couldn't simply publicize their relationship. Doing so might cause him to lose face. Isn't Manager Lin a sea turtle that returned from studying abroad? Sorry, I'm a roughneck. I just couldn't differentiate between a sea turtle and a bastard. Since they're the same, wouldn't that make you a bastard too? Qin Feng hugged Su Ruoro in front of Wang Chao and Lin Shuai. He gazed at Su Ruoro and asked earnestly, Ruoro, I didn't say anything wrong, right? Pfft. Su Ruoro couldn't hold it in anymore. She giggled under her hand while nodding non-stop. The sales department staffs were amused by Qin Feng's humor. They despised Lin Shuai's vanity, but they didn't have the guts to offend him. So, they were overjoyed when Qin Feng gave Lin Shuai a piece of his mind. One can tell from a glance that you're just a country bumpkin from the village. You're hilarious. Lin Shuai gave Qin Feng a freezing glare and wigged. You're going to see General Manager Li, right? Sorry, but General Manager Li has no time for you. She's now entertaining a VIP. You have no right to enter given your current position. Qin Feng chuckled and replied, You're from the Financial Investment Department. Who are you to say what I have the right to do? Bastard, mind your own business. Stinking brat, mind your foul mouth. If not, I won't go easy on you. Lin Shuai was enraged. Get out of my way, you bloody bastard. Qin Feng's expression was as cold as ice. Both sides refused to step down. The atmosphere took a harsh turn, and it went below zero. The entire sales department was as quiet as the grave. Only panting could be heard. On the other hand, Liu Chun wore her formal outfit, uniform and stockings. She was sitting on a sofa in her office, with a sweet smile on her face and said, Miss Rao Sherman, once again, welcome to the royal group. Opposite her was the dignified and gorgeous beauty, Miss Rao Sherman. Rao Sherman was wearing light makeup. A head of long, fine black hair was coiled atop her head, revealing her ungodly beautiful and handsome face. Her pair of eyes dazzled and sparkled with mirth, as if they spoke. She gazed at Liu Chun and replied, Sischin, you're the one who entertained me during the opening ceremony of the villa area of Royal Group's Cloud City Hua Manor. Your care and assistance remain in Sherman's heart. If Sischin doesn't mind, let Sherman address you as Sischin, and you'll call me Lil Sis Sherman. As a superstar, Rao Sherman was famous and held a position of eminence. Yet, she was now holding Liu Chin's hand like they'd known each other for a long time. Her down-to-earth attitude moved Liu Chun strongly. Lil, Sis Sherman, it'd be my honor to be your big sister. Sischin, please don't be too courteous. I know I'm isolated because of my fame, because I'm a superstar. However, I'm actually a big girl deep inside my heart. So, Sischin, please don't think too much. Rao Sherman's smile was mesmerizing, filling the office with a youthful vigor. Rest assured, Lil, Sis Sherman. It's the honor of Royal Group to host you during your stay in Acropolis City. We've prepared the itinerary and someone to help and protect you during your stay. Should you require any assistance, please seek for his help. According to the original schedule, Rao Sherman was to arrive at Acropolis City 3 days from today. This was because the opening ceremony for the Phase 2 villa of Royal Group's Cloud City, Hua Manor, was 4 days from today. However, Rao Sherman had come early without providing prior notice, and Liu Chin hadn't expected that. It was not Liu Chin's fault for not informing Qin Feng. Even she herself hadn't been aware of this incident. Sischin, you're not my guide this time? Rao Sherman's arched eyebrows furrowed slightly. Last time it was Liu Chun who entertained her, and Rao Sherman had been satisfied with her service. She still preferred Liu Chun over another person. Lil, Sis Sherman, it'll be different person this time. He is a very capable employee of Royal Group and is also the team leader of the Group 2 in our sales department. His name is Qin Feng. Shall I introduce him to you now? Liu Chun felt awkward after she finished her sentence. It'd be disastrous if a superstar of Rao Sherman's caliber were involved in scandal. Normally a female host was much more preferable, but a male was assigned all of a sudden. Liu Chin angst over the possibility that Rao Sherman would not agree to this arrangement. Sischin, this Qin Feng, is a guy? The furrow between Rao Sherman's eyebrows deepened. She was confused by Royal Group's arrangement. How could they assign a male host to her? Asterisk cough, air, Lil, Sis Sherman. How about you meet him before making any decision? Asked Liu Chun after noting Rao Sherman's opposition. No. Rao Sherman rejected Liu Chin's idea. She waved her hand and voiced her concerns. Sischin, I'm not trying to put on airs, but you know that I work in a very particular industry. I was invited by your company to Acropolis City to attend a ceremony that'll last a few days. It'll be awkward and inconvenient for me if my host is a man. Sischin, as a woman, you understand my scruples, right? Liu Chin's face was awash with embarrassment. Of course, she understood what Rao Sherman meant. However, it was an order from the top for Qin Feng to be Rao Sherman's host. Not even she had the authority to change it. If she really had to replace Qin Feng, she'd require the permission from above for her to carry out the replacement. Oh yeah, Sis Chin, I've a question for you. Rao Sherman's expression eased up, and she changed the topic abruptly. She had her own reason for visiting Acropolis City. Her involvement in royal group activity was merely a pretext. Her real purpose was to help her big sister, Dong Fong Qing Shui, escape a forced marriage. Just fire away, Lil, Sis Sherman. I'll try my best to answer you, Liu Chun replied with a smile. Sis Chin, does Chairman Qin's only son, young Master Qin, work in this company? Lil, Sis Sherman, why would you suddenly ask this question? Liu Chun was taken aback slightly. Her mind was thrown into confusion by Rao Sherman's sudden change of topic. Rao Sherman realized she acted too suddenly. She was just too eager to ease Sis Qing Shui's trouble. Haha, I was just curious. Rao Sherman covered her sexy, red lips with a fine hand, trying to hide her awkwardness. Young Master Qin doesn't work in Royal Group. But even though I'm a Royal Group employee, I'd like to warn you. Young Master Qin has a bad reputation throughout Acropolis City. You'd better stay away from him. Seeing a great personality in Rao Sherman, Liu Chun reminded her. Haha, Sis Chin seems to know young Master Qin very well. Rao Sherman's eyes shone with a hint of hope. She certainly knew young Master Qin was not a great man. He was frivolous and a philanderer. However, in order to help Sis Qing Shui, she decided to meet young Master Qin in person. So, she tried to get his contact information from Liu Chun first. Actually, I don't know young Master Qin very well and haven't seen him before. But the male host, Qin Feng, that I'll introduce to you knows him very well, Liu Chun replied casually. Rao Sherman lost her composure, and her eyes were shone with excitement. However, she regained her calm very shortly. She then grabbed Liu Chin's arm and said, Sis Chin, didn't you say you wanted to introduce the male host, Qin Feng, to me? Tell him to come in right away. Chapter 258. Chapter 258. You receive the famous celebrity. Wilbu. Qin Feng and Lin Shui were at a stalemate for a while. The two had cold expressions and didn't speak. Ever since Su Ruoro was abducted, she'd been completely obedient to Qin Feng. Now that she saw Lin Shui intentionally causing trouble for Qin Feng, she unhappily hugged Qin Feng's arm and glared at Lin Shui. Manager Lin, Group Leader Qin's looking for General Manager Li because he wants to. I'm afraid you don't have the right to manage that. Lin Shui went to the sales department this time because he'd heard the news about Rao Sherman coming to the sales department. He wanted to use this opportunity to showcase himself in front of upper management and Rao Sherman, and at the same time exhibit his charm in front of Su Ruoro to take advantage of the opportunity to capture the little beauty of the sales department. As a result, once he got to the sales department, Lu Shui saw Su Ruoro and Qin Feng walk in arm in arm. And now that Su Ruoro took the initiative to hug Qin Feng's arm and defend him, Lin Shui was so angry his lungs were about to explode. He couldn't understand. He was more educated than Qin Feng, held a higher position, made more money, and wasn't any less good-looking. Why did this Su Ruoro take a liking to Qin Feng but not himself? It seems like after getting promoted to a little group leader position, some people become really cocky. And who knows what kind of lowly methods they use to trick away our little beauty Su Ruoro. Lin Shui harumphed in a strange and eerie tone. But, Ruoro, I must advise you that an insignificant sales department group leader, a minor functionary no larger than a sesame seed, isn't worth sticking to for a little beauty like you. If you really want to find a good man in the company, then shift your gaze to the financial investment department. That's the true gathering place of the tall, rich, and handsome. Lin Shui's words both mocked Qin Feng and covertly praised himself. That's right. The most popular department where you make the most money and is the most relaxing in Royal Group is the financial investment department. The people there are either great students or ones who studied abroad. Those with the least education are graduates of higher education in China. Those with graduate degrees, masters, and doctorates are as plentiful as strands of cow hair. That's right, Manager Lin. You seem to work in our financial investment department. Oh ho, you really make one jealous to death. Wang Chao was an ass-kissing sprite, and he kissed Lin Shuai's ass at the perfect moment. Lin Shuai basked in the feeling and nodded at Wang Chao with satisfaction. He raised his head and puffed out his chest as he said, "You're funny, Group Leader Wang. I've only been in the company's financial investment department for 3 months, so I'm still only a gold-collar analyst. My yearly income isn't even $1 million. I've only just broken into 500,000. I'm an embarrassment compared to the entire investment department." Lin Shuai looked like he was being modest, but these words seemed impossibly arrogant and boastful in the ears of others. In particular, most of the people in the sales department weren't highly educated, and their base pay was pitifully low. They depended on working to death to support their families. Now that they heard Lin Shuai showing off, they felt extremely unhappy. "Oh, Manager Lin has been in the investment department for only 3 months, and you've already gone from a normal analyst to a gold-collar analyst? You're too amazing," Wang Chao said with a boastful expression. "According to what I know, a lot of new people in the investment department have worked hard for 3 to 5 years, and they still haven't gotten to the position of gold-collar analyst. Climbing up to that position doesn't only require hard work, it is more dependent on innate talent." Lin Shuai was almost floating due to Wang Chao's praise. He looked at Qin Feng with a self-satisfied smile and said, "Group Leader Wang, don't say these things here. You know I, Lin Shuai, am a modest person. I just got promoted. What's there to show off? Unlike some people who get promoted to a small position and can't help but tell the whole world. An arrogant and frivolous person like that certainly won't have much of a future. They'll probably be stuck in their position for the rest of their lives without another promotion opportunity again." Lin Shuai and Wang Chao echoed one another and covertly trash-talked Qin Feng, and the entire sales department, much less Qin Feng, could tell. However, Qin Feng ignored those words, and his expression didn't change in the slightest. On the other hand, Lin Shuai's restless gaze kept falling on Su Ruorou's body, making Qin Feng a bit peeved. He suddenly stepped forward and blocked Lin Shuai's view of Su Ruorou by placing her behind him. Then, he looked at Lin Shuai menacingly. "Don't have any ideas about Ruorou. She's already my woman. If I see anyone harboring errant thoughts about Ruorou, I don't care if you're a bastard or an ass-kisser, I'll kill you. Now, it'd be best if you bounce to the side. Don't block your elder's way. Qin Feng, this is a large company on the market, not a street where you can fool around. You better be more respectful when speaking. General Manager Li is in there receiving an important guest, and you don't have the right to go in and disturb them." Lin Shuai stood there with the courage of his convictions and refused to move. He simply didn't regard a little group leader like Qin Feng as anything. He knew that big celebrities like Rao Sherman didn't like to be disturbed by outsiders, so Lin Shuai confidently blocked Qin Feng. Today, even if Royal Group's chairman Qin came, he'd still stand there without fear. "It's not your concern whether or not I have the right to go in. Since you're standing there like a guard dog and not moving out of the way, then might as well have you know that the company has specially assigned me to be Rao Sherman's personal host for her activities in Acropolis for Royal Group. I'll be taking care of her itinerary these couple of days. Now you know whether or not I have the right to go in, brat," said Qin Feng as he looked indifferently at Lin Shuai. Once Qin Feng said these words, the entire sales department immediately fell quiet. If a needle fell, it would be heard. Everyone stared dumbstruck at Qin Feng. They looked like they had their spirits whisked away and maintained their surprised expressions motionlessly. Even Su Ruorou didn't know about this, and she stared dumbly at Qin Feng with wide eyes. "Ha ha ha, have my ears gone bad? What did I hear at first? You said the company sent you to be Rao Sherman's personal guide? Ha ha ha, you're going to make me laugh to death." After a brief silence, Lin Shuai suddenly burst into uproarious laughter. "Don't tell me you were a clown in the circus before coming to Royal Group?" He was really tickled by Qin Feng. He laughed so hard that tears almost sprang from his eyes. Once Lin Shuai found out that Rao Sherman was coming to the company, how could he not daydream about becoming her guide? However, Lin Shuai knew this was impossible. Thus, he only dared to imagine it and would never say it out loud. Who knew this brat Qin Feng was also a wild daydreamer and couldn't separate reality from imagination? You don't believe me? Qin Feng was calm in the face of Lin Shuai's mocking laughter. However, the entire sales department didn't believe it, much less Lin Shuai, because it was unrealistic. First of all, the company couldn't assign a man to host Rao Sherman, who was an A-lister. And even if they made a mistake and sent a man, there was no way Rao Sherman would agree to it. Haha. Oh, Qin Feng, you're truly a country bumpkin that just came from the mountains. Don't tell me this is the first time you'll be seeing a famous celebrity in real life? Not only do I not believe you, but ask anyone else, who would believe your nonsense? Qin Feng glanced around him and could tell by everyone's gazes that they apparently really didn't believe him. What does it have to do with me whether you believe it or not? This is what you call saying the grapes are sour because you can't eat them. Qin Feng felt that something was wrong with this Lin Shuai's head and was too lazy to care about him. Lin Shuai clung to Qin Feng's words and said with mocking laughter, "Tsk. You've seen that you can't continue spinning your lie and you want to find an excuse to slip out. Your elder has the guts to say harsh things in front of the entire sales department today. If you, Qin Feng, are sent to host Rao Sherman, I, Lin Shuai, will change my name in the company from here on out to Idiot Lin. But if you aren't specially sent out by the company, and you were just bullshitting earlier, then you'll have to change your name in the company to Idiot Qin. Do you have the guts to make this bet with me, brat?" Lin Shuai glared cockily and overbearingly at Qin Feng with an expression of someone making a solemn vow. Qin Feng's lips quirked. He wondered why everyone liked to bet with him so much. Also, they always used matters completely lacking in suspense to bet with him. He couldn't keep himself from abusing them even if he wanted to. "Manager Lin, though I think the name Idiot Lin suits you very much, as co-workers, I'll give you some face. Let's forget about this bet." "Oomph. You don't need to think about me, brat. Worry about yourself. I'll ask you one thing. Are you a man? Do you have the guts to bet with me?" Lin Shuai saw Qin Feng's hesitant expression and was even more certain that Qin Feng was bullshitting. Lin Shuai hardly ever had the upper hand against Qin Feng, so this time, he wouldn't give Qin Feng any face. He would force him into a dead end. "Are you certain you want to make this bet with me? You really want everyone in the company to call you Idiot Lin?" Qin Feng didn't know what Lin Shuai was thinking. Why did this person love abusing himself? It's not for certain who will be called idiot, so of course I want to bet with you. "And whoever doesn't have the guts to bet is the grandson," yelled Lin Shuai aggressively. "All right, then it's happily decided." Qin Feng waved and said to Lin Shuai impatiently, "Then move right now. I have to go in and host the beauty Rao Sherman." "Haha, your elder's waiting to see you go in for less than a minute before getting kicked out. Then, everyone will call you Idiot Qin." Lin Shuai burst into laughter again. However, this time, he didn't block Qin Feng again. He was about to move out of the way when the door to General Manager Li's office opened. Then, everyone saw a professional outfit in black stockings. The figure was curvy in the front and the back, and was undoubtedly Li Yuchun. Wearing a pair of black-rimmed glasses and high heels, she walked to the middle of the crowd. Her body exuded a cold, arrogant, and strong aura. She glanced around her, then unenthusiastically opened her mouth. "When I was in the office, I heard a lot of noise outside. Why are you all gathered here and not working during work hours?" Once Li Yuchun got mad, the sales representatives immediately ran back to their own seats. However, their attention remained on Qin Feng. "Qin Feng, come in with me. Miss Rao Sherman has already personally requested that you'd be in charge of hosting her in Acropolis. I hope you can do well. Don't make our royal group lose face." Li Yuchun's voice wasn't loud, but it was loud enough for all the employees in the sales department to hear clearly. Once they heard that Li Yuchun suddenly ran out to take the initiative to invite Qin Feng to take charge of hosting Rao Sherman, all of their jaws dropped to the floor. Plus, Rao Sherman personally appointed Qin Feng as her host. Chapter 259. Chapter 259. I'm your hardcore fan. Under the envious gazes of the crowd, Qin Feng, with a smile on his face, followed Liu Qian into her office while enjoying her jiggly, voluptuous booty. The sales department was agitated once again after the two left. These people were choked with shocks and stuns that almost gave them internal injuries. They had been holding their breath in the presence of General Manager Li. Since she had left, they'd instantly burst into a flock of chatty birds, speculating about the relationship between Qin Feng and Rao Sherman. On the other hand, the cocky Ling Shuai and the ass-kisser Wang Chao were cast aside by everybody. Both of them pulled a long, hideous face. They felt like they'd been struck by lightning when they heard that Miss Rao Sherman anointed Qin Feng as her personal host. They lost the face to remain any longer. They tried to slip away, little by little, without anybody noticing. The duo felt somewhat relieved when they arrived at the door. At this moment, a wonderful and mellifluous voice drifted over. "Hey, Idiot Lin and his ass-kisser, where are you guys going?" Su Ruoro stood up and gazed charmingly at the duo. She still remembered the bet Ling Shuai dared to wage with Qin Feng earlier. Since Ling Shuai had lost the bet and Qin Feng was not around, as Qin Feng's ladykin, she believed she had to defend her man at this critical moment. Her temperament had changed drastically and become more assertive under Qin Feng's guidance. She even dared to challenge Ling Shuai and Wang Chao, which she wouldn't have done previously. Pfft. The buzzing staffs were dumbstruck by Su Ruoro's sudden words. They gave a quizzical look at the duo first and burst into brazen laughter one after another afterward. They'd almost forgotten the wager between Qin Feng and Ling Shuai since they were only concerned about the scandal between those two in General Manager Li's office, until Su Ruoro reminded them. Everyone looked exultingly at Lin Shuai. Earlier in the day, this person had come to the sales department with his head held high and boasted about himself in front of everyone. The people in the sales department loathed his cockiness for a long time now, and finally, the time for revenge had come. They swore they'd never ever go easy on them. "Hey, Idiot Ling and his ass-kisser, where are you guys going?" "Hey, Idiot Ling and his ass-kisser, where are you guys going?" The sales department had 50 to 60 personnel. All of them repeated Su Ruoro's words again and again. Ling Shuai and Wang Chao were stupefied in front of the door, pondering whether they should leave or not. When all the employees had finished repeating that sentence, the duo felt they already became statues. General Manager Li's office. Qin Feng followed Liu Qian into her office, and his sights were fixed on Rao Sherman once he saw her sitting on the couch. Before Qin Feng acquired the hedonist sovereign system, he'd gone through some celebrity profiles occasionally and paid tons to have sexual intercourse with them. Among the group of celebrities, Rao Sherman was his main target. He'd gone through many channels and paid a ton of money to reach Rao Sherman. Unfortunately, she was rather unflattered regardless of his pecuniary seduction. Now that he was seeing Rao Sherman from such a short distance, he realized she was even more beautiful than on TV. Rao Sherman wore a white pleated shirt, a short skirt in Scottish plaid, and a pair of dark knee socks on her lower legs, rendering most of her lily-white thighs visible. She sat gracefully on the sofa, sizing up Qin Feng with her expressive eyes. An aura of youthful and mesmerizing charm was radiating from her body even while she remained completely still. Qin Feng gulped down his saliva and returned to his senses right after. As soon as he regained his senses, he rushed to Rao Sherman's side, grabbed her soft, frail jade hand and said graciously, "Io, you're the superstar Rao Sherman. Did you know how much I like you? Both your singing and dancing is elegant yet alluring to me. I've weighed every single drama and movie of yours. The classic lines you said, I can recite them even with my eyes closed. Sherman, I love you so much. Quick, come into my arms. I want to take a Wi-Fi with you later." Qin Feng straightened his arm and tried to embrace Rao Sherman. However, before he could touch her back or reach her soft body, he felt something hard from pressing his chest. He looked down and saw a dark Rao Sherman had blocked the space between them with a folder. "Sherman, I've been following you since your first debut. I'm your hardcore fan. I even bought all your original albums, and wait all your movies during the first premiere screenings. Now, your fan just wants to give you an innocent hug and take a picture with you. It breaks my heart that you rejected my small request. Once again, Qin Feng was playing his one-man show. Liu Chun shook her head, sighing over her decision to agree with the top management on appointing Qin Feng as Rao Sherman's personal host. Nevertheless, Rao Sherman maintained her straight face. Her pair of vivid eyes gazed directly at Qin Feng and asked him abruptly, "You're my hardcore fan? You've kept an eye on me since my first debut and bought every single one of my albums?" Qin Feng replied sternly, "I shall be struck by lightning if I speak of any lies." "Okay, then, I'll grant you your wish only if you can name my first album." Rao Sherman suppressed her smile as she looked at Qin Feng. She could tell from a glance that Qin Feng wasn't her true fan. "Waha!" Qin Feng burst into laughter and stopped out of a sudden. He returned to Liu Chun and asked solemnly, "General Manager Li, why did you call me into the office for? Do you have an important task for me?" Unable to follow Qin Feng's capricious and fickle mind, Liu Chun froze for a brief second. She soon regained her senses and gave Qin Feng a scornful gaze. "Allow me to do the introduction first. This person is Huaxia's superstar, Miss Rao Sherman. She came all the way from the capital just to attend our Royal Group's opening event. He is Qin Feng, a team leader of Royal Group Sales Department. He will be hosting Miss Rao Sherman this time." After the introductions, Liu Chen peeked at Rao Sherman. She was almost certain that Rao Sherman would decline the arrangement of Qin Feng being her host. This was because Qin Feng was pompous when he first entered the room. He acted just like a psycho. Peeking at Rao Sherman's lily-white thighs, Qin Feng said awkwardly, "Your great name has long resounded in my ears like thunder, Miss Rao Sherman. It's Qin Feng's honor to meet you in person." "Hi, Qin Feng. I'll be troubling you to take care of me for the coming period. I will seek Mr. Qin's assistance, should I require any. Hope you won't mind." Rose Seaman replied with the ghost of a smile playing around her lips. Liu Chun was dumbfounded, unable to process the current situation. She'd never imagined Rao Sherman would accept Qin Feng as her host so readily. "Lil, sis Sherman, are you fine with Qin Feng?" Liu Chen asked doubtfully. Rao Sherman answered with a beaming smile. "Sis Chun, yes, Mr. Qin is fine. He is tall and well-built, easy in conversation, and graceful in manner. I think he'll be a nice host during my stay." Liu Chen's mouth was as big as an orange after hearing Rao Sherman's reasoning. She eyed Qin Feng with a question in her mind. Where does she see those virtues in this guy? "Sischin, could you leave the room for a sec? I've something personal to discuss with Mr. Qin since I'll be with him for the next couple of days," Rao Sherman said to Liu Chun, ignoring her expression. Right now, she was only intrigued by the relationship between Qin Feng and young Master Qin. Her real purpose for visiting Acropolis City was to help Sis Qing Shui escape a forced marriage. Before she came to Acropolis City, Rao Sherman had no clue of young Master Qin's name and what he looked like. Dongfang Qing Shui refused the marriage proposal at first, so she'd never taken the initiative to investigate young Master Qin. She deliberately didn't look at young Master Qin's photos, nor did she look for his information. She was afraid that seeing young Master Qin's face would tarnish her eyes. Since Dongfang Qin Shui didn't know much about young Master Qin, then Rao Sherman had to investigate him on her own. She browsed the internet for young Master Qin's profile on her way to Royal Group. However, the photo she saw online was of Xiao Bai, the bodyguard of Qin's mansion. "Ah, okay, then I'll excuse myself first." Liu Chun was stupefied for a considerable amount of time before she regained her senses. She couldn't believe that Rao Sherman still had the guts to be alone with Qin Feng after he displayed his audacity. "Lil, sis Sherman, please call for help loudly should anything happen to you. I'll just be at the sales department lobby. I'll be able to hear your voice clearly," Liu Chun reminded Rao Sherman before closing the door. She just couldn't drop her guard against the sex maniac, Qin Feng. Qin Feng's expression darkened completely. There was only Qin Feng and Rao Sherman after Liu Chun had left. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. "Sherman, You can ask me about anything you don't understand. Whether it's about working or lifestyle, I'll be able to settle it for you one by one. Also, I'm currently delving into the study of human physiology, which I would like to discuss further with you as well. Qin Feng moved toward Rao Sherman proactively. However, Rao Sherman seemingly ignored him. She remained calm, tugged on her skirt to prevent any exposure, and shifted herself to keep a distance from Qin Feng. Mr. Qin, I do have some questions for you. Unexpectedly, Rao Sherman's countenance turned serious. Are you familiar with Royal Group Chairman Qin's only heir, young Master Qin? Qin Feng was peeking at Rao Sherman's thighs. When Rao Sherman abruptly brought up the question, he was so surprised that he almost jumped from the couch. He raised his guard and weighed Rao Sherman vigilantly. Did she discover my real identity? Does she know I paid tons of money just to sleep with her? Since she suddenly left herself alone with me, did she want to sleep with me? Give me your price, then. Qin Feng decided to sound out her intention. On the other hand, Rao Sherman was perplexed by Qin Feng's abruptness. What price? What are you talking about? Qin Feng, did you hear my question just now? Qin Feng's mind was full of questions. This woman's heart was as fickle as April weather, totally unpredictable. Why are you looking for young Master Qin? Do you know him? Qin Feng continued to snoop out her intention. Young Master Qin and I aren't acquaintances. However, his great fame as Acropolis City's greatest hedonist young master has long resounded in my ears. So I would like to meet him in person. Can Mr. Qin do me a favor by being the middleman and introducing us to each other? Rao Sherman spoke with a smile. Qin Feng was thrown into confusion. He was unsure whether Rao Sherman really didn't know who young Master Qin was, or she was bumbling to amuse him. Do you know young Master Qin's given name? Yes, I'd surf the internet. His name is Qin Feng, just like yours. This is one of my questions as well. Why would both of you have the same name? Rao Sherman raised her seductive thin eyebrows and gave Qin Feng a solemn look. Chapter 260. Chapter 260, Quest Expiration. Qin Feng was slightly stunned. He understood Rao Sherman less and less. He really didn't know what this woman was trying to do. Haha, your question is really funny because I'm Acropolis City's #1 hedonistic young master, Qin Feng. Qin Feng simply admitted his identity to see what this woman was trying to do. Haha, don't lie, I know you aren't. Rao Sherman covered her mouth and laughed, filling the office with youthfulness and sunshine. Though I've never met young Master Qin and I don't know him, I've looked him up on the internet and I've seen his picture, Rao Sherman explained. Qin Feng's lips quirked. He suddenly felt that his old dad was too ingenious for placing Xiao Bai's pictures on the internet to protect him. Haha, seems that I couldn't fool Miss Sherman. But why do you want to meet young Master Qin, Miss Sherman? After confirming that Rao Sherman didn't know young Master Qin, Qin Feng was much more relaxed. I'm looking for him for a private matter. So if you know him, Mr. Qin, please introduce me to him. Sherman, the private matter you're talking about. Do you want to sleep with young Master Qin? Qin Feng asked cautiously. Mr. Qin, please be serious when speaking. Otherwise, I'll really get angry. Rao Sherman's originally gentle and warm aura instantly became icy. Under the aegis of the capital's Dongfang family, she had no scandals ever since her debut. She maintained the image of a pure and beautiful girl in front of everyone. If Rao Sherman didn't need Qin Feng's help, that sentence would have been enough to make her erupt in indignant denunciation of Qin Feng. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't take it to heart, Miss Sherman. When Qin Feng saw Rao Sherman get mad, he immediately changed the topic. Did you know why my name is Qin Feng? No. Rao Sherman's attitude toward Qin Feng was colder than before. It was clear that she was still a bit mad because of his disrespectful words earlier. Because I'm young Master Qin's personal attendant. In the most important moments, I'd replace him and take on his identity to protect him. Qin Feng said with seriousness, that's why I'm also called Qin Feng. I'm another young Master Qin, the counterfeit young Master Qin. Qin Feng's words made Rao Shiman's expression change slightly. She reconsidered Qin Feng again. So that means you and the real young Master Qin are really close. Since we were young, we grew up wearing the same pants and sleeping in the same bed. Qin Feng felt that his words were the truth. After all, he wore the same pair of pants and slept in the same bed as himself growing up. Then can you introduce me to young Master Qin? Rao Shiman instantly became excited. She grabbed Qin Feng's arm. Qin Feng could feel that Rao Shiman's little hands were extremely soft. He took the opportunity to place his large hand over hers, pat it, and laugh as he said, though it's extremely difficult and goes against my duties, since Miss Sherman asked, then I'll certainly help you. Rao Sherman reacted by immediately pulling her hand back. Her face was slightly flushed. It was the first time a male stranger touched her hand. Then Sherman thanks Mr. Qin. And when does Mr. Qin plan on setting up our meeting? Rao Sherman felt as though she was getting closer and closer to succeeding at her plan and was a bit excited. Miss Sherman, how about this? Qin Feng said with a serious expression. Young Master Qin and I both live in the Qin Manor, but young Master Qin has recently gone to a remote mountainous region to teach. Why don't you stay in the Qin Manor these couple of days? There are many rooms there, and it's safe with strict surveillance. Miss Sherman, you can stay there while waiting for young Master Qin to return. Rao Sherman's expression suddenly changed and was filled with doubt. There was a world of difference between this and what she researched. Young Master Qin would teach in a remote mountainous village? You aren't joking with me, are you? Why would I lie to you, Miss Sherman? He's been at the remote mountainous village for nearly a month now. Qin Feng nodded resolutely and added, actually, the news you find on the internet isn't about the real young Master Qin. I grew up with him, and I know him very well. He isn't the dissolute and hedonistic wastrel, or the huge pervert in the rumors. He's an extremely kind and good youth that always strives to do better. Every time Qin Feng praised himself, he always used endless gorgeous rhetoric. The doubt in Rao Sherman's expression grew increasingly stronger. She didn't really believe Qin Feng. If young Master Qin really was as great as Qin Feng said, then why would big sister Qing Shui hate him so much and want to back out of the engagement at all costs? Then when will young Master Qin be returning from his teaching? This problem was what concerned Rao Sherman the most. If she didn't see young Master Qin during this trip to Acropolis, then she would have come for nothing. Oh, Miss Sherman, you want to know when young Master Qin is coming back? Qin Feng felt that this question was very difficult to answer. Is this a decision I can make? Rao Sherman looked at Qin Feng with suspicion and said, if so, I hope he can return in the next couple of days because I came to participate in your company's opening activities, and once they're over, I have to return to the capital. At that time, I won't have the opportunity to see young Master Qin. Qin Feng was quiet for a moment before he suggested, why don't you stay in the Qin Manor beginning from today, Miss Sherman? Tonight, when we get back, I'll call young Master Qin and tell him to take some time to come back and plan a meeting with you. That's great. Rao Sherman bowed slightly and said, then I'll trouble you this time, Mr. Qin. Smiling, Qin Feng sat beside her. Gosh, what kind of relationship do we have? Why are you talking about things being troubling? Rao Sherman, you're annoying. Qin Feng spoke while extending his hand toward Rao Sherman. She was prepared and stood gracefully. Her gentle aura turned cold, and she looked at Qin Feng as she spoke with indifference. Mr. Qin, I came early to Acropolis City, yet I haven't greeted the other higher-ups in your company. I'll get busy first, then go to the Qin Manor with you tonight after you get off work. Rao Sherman didn't give Qin Feng the opportunity to do anything mischievous. Once she finished speaking, she walked out of the office. When the employees of the sales department saw Rao Sherman walk out, there was a ruckus immediately. Rao Sherman was used to this kind of situation where people would cheer and chase after her everywhere she went, so her expression remained unchanged. She lifted her head, puffed her chest, and walked out. A long while later, the atmosphere in the sales department calmed down. Qin Feng walked leisurely out of the general manager's office and instantly caught the eyes of all the people present. Rao Sherman using Qin Feng as her guide was already shocking enough, but not long after the guy went in, even General Manager Li was forced out and the famous celebrity, Rao Sherman, was left alone in a room with Qin Feng. This heavenly treatment was something people could only dream about. Who would have thought that Qin Feng could turn this into reality? Huh, has idiot Lin left? Asked Kisser, why didn't you leave with him? You seem to dislike the sales department and yearn for the financial investment department. So why aren't you working there? Qin Feng glanced around the sales department lobby and realized that the brat Lin Shuai had already left. Wang Chao had originally left with Lin Shuai. He only came to his senses when he got to the doors of the investment department. After all, he was part of the sales department. Thus, he immediately ran back to the sales department. However, now this occurred. Wang Chao had already been rousted by the entire sales department. He had already been reproached. After hearing Qin Feng's words, Wang Chao immediately looked like he ate shit. Qin Feng dissed Wang Chao with a sentence, then was too lazy to care about this kind of person. He minded his own business and walked into his group leader office. He had just sat down when the system's cold announcement resounded in his head. Ding! The Hedonist sovereign system reminds host Qin Feng that you currently have 2 quests that will soon expire. Please take note and check up on them. This was Qin Feng's first time getting an alert from the system that a quest was soon to expire. He immediately opened the Hedonist sovereign system to take a look. The quest to conquer Han Ying will soon expire. Quest time remaining, 12 hours. Successful completion reward, 500 Hedonist points. Upon failure, the host will be impotent for 3 years. The quest to investigate and discover the criminal behind Mada who will soon expire. Quest time remaining, 12 hours. Successful completion reward, 500 Hedonist points. Upon failure, the host will lose inheritance rights to royal group. 2 quests would soon expire. Qin Feng looked at them in detail. There was no way he could complete the quest to conquer Han Ying in 12 hours. Qin Feng had a considerable understanding of Han Ying. She only got close to him, joined Royal Group, and studied and worked at Royal Group to form a business partnership with him. She had an arrogant personality and high standards. How would conquering her be so easy? As for the quest regarding the criminal behind Mada Hu, Qin Feng had investigated it in detail before. In the beginning, he thought the criminal behind the scenes was Mada Hu's father. Mada long afterward, when he went to the mountain resort with Bai Qing, he lured out Hua Ming, her backer. In the end, Qin Feng's suspicions fell on Qin Yi, Prince Wan. However, the truth showed that none of these 3 was the criminal behind Mada Hu, and Mada Hu was long dead. Qin Feng had no way of investigating any further, and this quest was like a pool of stagnant water. He couldn't find the answer. Master, the Hedonist sovereign system is a very humane system. The first time the host has no way of finishing a quest on time, the host has a one-time chance to extend the quest time limit. Little Pig's voice resounded in Qin Feng's head, but there's only one chance. Since Master has 2 quests that you can't complete, you have to consider which quest to extend. Under Little Pig's warning, Qin Feng chose to extend the quest to conquer Han Ying because the punishment for failing this quest was 3 years of impotence. Qin Feng would rather be killed. As for the quest to investigate and discover the criminal behind Mada Hu, failure was only losing the inheritance rights to Royal Group. Now that Qin Feng had the amazing Hedonist sovereign system, he didn't care about inheritance rights. After deciding, Qin Feng thought, I want to extend the quest to conquer Han Ying. Then the system's announcement resounded in his head. Is the host certain he would like to use the one-time chance to extend Han Ying's quest? After extending the quest, every aspect of the quest will be amplified. Extend, said Qin Feng. Ding. The Hedonist sovereign system has renewed a quest. Conquer Han Ying. Quest time limit, 2 months. Successful completion reward, 1,000 Hedonist points. Upon failure, the host will be impotent for 6 years. Chapter 261. Chapter 261. No matter how many rooms there are, they'd be filled by your women. Qin Feng, can I come in now? Su Ruoro had been standing outside Qin Feng's office for some time now. Yet Qin Feng remained unresponsive even after she knocked on the door a couple of times. Qin Feng was indulging in a quest assigned by the system. When he regained his senses, he saw a seductive and charming Su Ruoro standing outside his office and called to her, "Ruoro, come over. You don't need to knock next time. Just come in directly and have fun with me." Su Ruoro pursed her lips and went to Qin Feng's side. She was taken into his arms, and she rolled her eyes snappily. "I've come to work, not to play with you, Qin Feng." It's the same. Qin Feng locked Su Ruoro in one arm, while playing a game with the other. "As the superior of Ruoro, I command you. Your future job scope will be to have fun with group leader Qin, keep him entertained, and chat with him." Su Ruoro's eyes dulled. She had no clue how to communicate with Qin Feng anymore. Suddenly, she broke free of Qin Feng's embrace, clung to his arm, and asked with excitement, "Qin Feng, are you familiar with Miss Rauscher Man? Can you get her signature for me? I'm a super fan of hers, you know." A girl that lived and behaved like Su Ruoro wasn't a groupie. In fact, Rauscher Man was the only superstar she fantasized over. This was because Su Ruoro felt she had a lot in common with Rauscher Man. Rauscher Man had worked around the clock since her first debut to get her current position and fame. She took good care of herself and was never involved in any scandal. Plus, she was about the same age as her. So, Su Ruoro took Rauscher Man as an example and role model. For Su Ruoro, Rauscher Man was not only a superstar, she was more like a pathfinder, a good sister that she didn't know personally, but was incomparably familiar with. Qin Feng petted Su Ruoro's head and said, "Not only the signature, if Ruoro really likes Rauscher Man that much, I can ask her to have a photo with you too. Besides, Sherman will be staying in Qin Manor every night while she's in Acropolis City." "Wow, for real? Qin Feng, what's your relationship with Rauscher Man? You guys seem to be longtime acquaintances? If I'd known earlier, I would have asked you to get me a signature from her when I first made your acquaintance." Su Ruoro jumped with joy. Qin Feng had noticed the recent changes in Su Ruoro. She'd become much happier and smiled more. Her temperament had become more assertive as time went by. Seeing her transformation filled Qin Feng's heart with pleasure. "But, Ruoro, you have to return me a favor as well." Qin Feng suddenly got serious. "I'll promise you anything as long as I can take a photo with Rauscher Man," Su Ruoro replied without thinking twice. Originally, Qin Feng wanted Su Ruoro to help him on other terms, but now, he changed his mind. He looked at Su Ruoro and said earnestly, "Ruoro, if you allow me to sleep on your bed tonight, and let me do anything to you without fighting back, then I'll ask Rauscher Man to snap a photo with you." Su Ruoro released Qin Feng's arm at once and stepped backward warily. "I refuse. After all, Rauscher Man will be staying in Qin Manor. It's not a big deal if I ask her personally. I think she'd take a photo with me." Su Ruoro groused at Qin Feng, pouting. She knew it. Qin Feng was being shameless and lewd again. Ruoro, can't you see that I'm just joking with you?" Qin Feng immediately smiled awkwardly after Su Ruoro's refusal. "Actually, I want Ruoro to do me another favor. Since young Master Qin might come back in a couple of days, he'll be meeting Rauscher Man soon. So I hope Ruoro can say good things about young Master Qin in front of Rauscher Man before young Master Qin's return. It's not that hard, right?" "Wah, young Master Qin is done teaching in the remote mountainous region? When will he be coming back?" Su Ruoro was gladdened by the news and clung tightly to Qin Feng's arm once again. Qin Feng gazed scornfully at Su Ruoro. This little girl wouldn't happen to be keen on Xiaobai, would she? However, seeing how much she liked young Master Qin, Qin Feng thought he didn't need to say much, and Su Ruoro would take the initiative to compliment young Master Qin in front of Rauscher Man herself. The time is still uncertain, so let's forget about this matter first. Ruoro, let me teach you how to play games. We'll move your seat into my office once you've mastered it. After that, we can gang up and dominate the field. It'll thrill your heart. Qin Feng locked Su Ruoro in his office throughout the entire day. Qin Feng clicked on his mouse and wallowed in the virtual world with one hand, while massaging Su Ruoro with the other hand. Su Ruoro swore to herself that she would never come to Qin Feng's office during work hours again. When work was over, Qin Feng and Su Ruoro rendezvoused with Rao Sherman. Su Ruoro was so excited when she first saw Rao Sherman in person. Since Rao Sherman didn't put on the airs of a celebrity and both of the girls were about the same age and had similar interests, both of them got along very fast. With Rao Sherman in the group, Qin Feng couldn't go home on his 28th. Instead, he flagged down a taxi and the three of them went to Qin Manor. Qin Feng had arranged a separate villa for Rao Sherman to stay in. After that, he took her for a stroll in Qin Manor's big garden. When it was the time for dinner, all three of them chit-chat happily and walked to Qin Manor's main building. Qin Feng, Ruoro, both of you've come. As soon as Qin Huang walked down the stairs, he greeted both Qin Feng and Su Ruoro as usual. After he'd greeted both of them, Qin Huang raised his head with a rush and looked to the parlor. When his gaze fell on Rao Sherman, who was sitting on the couch, he was somewhat surprised and asked, "Isn't this Miss Sherman? What brings you here?" Qin Huang was baffled. How did Rao Sherman come to be in my Qin Manor? Although Rao Sherman would attend Royal Group's opening ceremony as a special guest, Qin Huang had arranged a room for her at the Royal Hotel since she was an outsider. He hadn't imagined that she would came to Qin Manor personally. Chairman Qin, Miss Rao Sherman is now a very popular artist. Her safety is our utmost concern. I was appointed by the company as Miss Rao Sherman's personal host, so I have the responsibility to accommodate her in a peaceful and secure place. Since Qin Manor has it all, I decided to bring her here. I hope Chairman Qin understands. Qin Feng hurriedly stood up and cast meaningful glances at Qin Huang behind the backs of the two girls. Qin Huang's expression sank. He was so angry that he lost his appetite all of a sudden. As Qin Feng's father, how could he not know Qin Feng's intentions? Qin Huang knew this little brat was slipping back to his old habit of hooking up with girls again, and this time, he was targeting a top-ranked superstar. When would this little brat be more serious and concentrate on his own life? Good evening, Chairman Qin. It's Sherman's fault for not informing Chairman Qin before visiting. I hope to have Chairman Qin's kind understanding for the inconvenience. Rao Sherman stood up and bowed sincerely at Qin Huang. Qin Feng was angry at his son for his lascivious attitude. He held no prejudice against Rao Sherman, seeing her well-mannered and modest demeanor despite her being a superstar. Qin Huang then replied with a smile, "Please make yourself home, Sherman. You're an old friend of our Royal Group. I thank you on behalf of Royal Group for coming all the way from the capital to attend our activities." "You flatter me, Chairman Qin. Thank you very much for your hospitality." Rao Sherman and Qin Huang greeted each other courteously. Qin Huang was now sitting in the dining hall, waiting for dinner while the trio chit-chat on the couch. The reason Rao Sherman didn't ask Qin Huang for young Master Qin's whereabouts and how to get in touch with young Master Qin was because she didn't want their relationship became awkward after this incident. After all, she wanted to snap evidence of young Master Qin molesting her after she met him. Then she would show the evidence to Elder Dongfang Mingwang and urge him to proactively cancel the engagement. On the other hand, Qin Huang wasn't too familiar with the Dongfang family based in the capital. The marriage between Qin Feng and Dongfang Qingshui was decided by the elders. The reason why Dongfang Mingwang acknowledged the engagement was only due to Qin Feng's gone into hiding grandpa. Otherwise, the Dongfang family would have been totally out of the Qin family's league, since the Dongfang family was one of the main four families in the capital while the Qin family was merely a power in Acropolis City. Since Qin Huang was unfamiliar with the Dongfang family, he wouldn't realize the relationship between Rao Sherman and Dongfang family. So everyone wasn't the least bit suspicious of her sudden arrival. "The three of you, come to the dining hall. Dinner is ready." Qin Huang's rather dignified voice drifted over. The trio then walked to the dining hall and sat at the dining table one by one. "Chairman Qin, Assistant Han isn't joining us for dinner today?" Qin Feng asked out of curiosity on seeing Han Yingying's vacant seat and Qin Huang starting to eat without waiting for her. Assistant Han took leave this morning. She said something happened at her house in Jincheng City, and it might take a couple of days before she returns. Everyone, please eat. Qin Huang explained Han Yingying's situation briefly, then began eating. It was a silent dinner since Rao Sherman was there. The atmosphere was quite awkward as not everyone was completely acquainted with her yet. After the dinner, Qin Huang went ahead upstairs. He felt he needed to have a talk with Qin Feng afterward. If Qin Feng went on to hook up with girls every so often, no matter how large the Qin manor was, it would soon be filled with his women. The atmosphere among the trio eased after Qin Huang left. All three of them were around the same age, so they had a lot of common interests. Plus, they were young and open-minded. Soon, the three of them sat on the couch, started playing cards, weighing TV, and chit-chatting together. Ruoro, how long have you been in Qin Manor? I wouldn't have known your young master Qin's housekeeper if you hadn't told me. Rao Sherman was trying to snoop out information about young master Qin from Su Ruoro. When Rao Sherman learned that Su Ruoro stayed in Qin Manor because she was recruited by young master Qin as his housekeeper, her heart thrilled slightly. If Su Ruoro got along very well with young master Qin, then Rao Sherman intended to start gathering information about him from Su Ruoro. Since that Qin Feng was a man, and a very frivolous and lecherous man, Rao Sherman wouldn't want to spend a single moment with him at all if it wasn't for the mission. It's been almost 1 month since I came to Qin Manor, but young Master Qin had already gone to teach in a remote mountainous area when I first arrived. So, I haven't spoken with him much, Su Ruoro replied with a cheerful smile. Rao Sherman's heart sank. It looked like she could only gather information about young Master Qin from Qin Feng after all. Ruoro, is young Master Qin really teaching in a remote mountainous region? Qin Feng said so earlier, but I thought he was joking with me. Rao Sherman looked at Su Ruoro with some surprise. This situation was very different from what she got from the internet. Rao Sherman was somehow unable to accept it. Chapter 262. Chapter 262. Because of you. Little Sister Sherman, have you heard a lot of rumors saying that young Master Qin is dissolute and hedonistic, shameless, a deficit, and the like? Su Ruoro hugged Rao Sherman's arm. The two girls had gotten close after a couple of hours. Now, they even addressed each other as sisters. That's right, I looked up news about young Master Qin, and they all said this person wasn't very good. How could he have gone to teach in an impoverished mountainous region? Rao Sherman looked at Su Ruoro with suspicion. Her impression of Su Ruoro was pretty good, and she could tell that Su Ruoro wasn't someone who could lie casually. Haha, little Sister Sherman, that's what I was like before. Initially, I heard the rumors about young Master Qin, and I almost didn't have the guts to come to Qin Manor to be his housekeeper. However, Qin Feng introduced him to me and brought me to Qin Manor. I've only seen young Master Qin once, but after seeing him in person, I found out that he's very ambitious to improve himself, modest, educated, reasonable, and a good person. This morning, Qin Feng wanted Su Ruoro to say more good things about young Master Qin in front of Rao Sherman, but it seemed that his worries were for naught. He didn't need to say anything, and Su Ruoro's impression of young Master Qin was very good. How could this be? Why would the citizens of Acropolis make up these rumors about young Master Qin? Rao Sherman was shocked by the news. Was Big Sister Qing Shui mistaken about young Master Qin? Su Ruoro smiled sweetly as she said, Little Sister Sherman, actually, young Master Qin is very helpless against these rumors. In the eyes of outsiders, the sons of rich families are mostly hedonistic young masters. Right from the beginning, they'd misunderstood young Master Qin. Young Master Qin initially explained the rumors and told everyone that he really wasn't the kind of person they thought he was. However, after explaining, other people said his explanations were cover-ups, and their misconceptions of him ballooned even further. After that, there were more and more rumors, and young Master Qin simply ignored them. In the eyes of outsiders, he's a hedonistic young master. But, in private, he does various good deeds like teaching in remote mountainous regions. And this isn't the first time he went. He's been to most of the impoverished regions in China. He goes to teach people new knowledge and donates anonymously to help people in need. All in all, after knowing young Master Qin, my views of him have completely changed. I've even come to respect him and look to him as a role model. Su Ruoro said a lot of good things about young Master Qin, and these were things Qin Feng told her initially. Now that these lies came out of Su Ruoro's mouth with such sincerity, Qin Feng was so moved that he wanted to cry. Phew. After hearing all this, Rao Sherman was completely speechless. Who knew how many deep breaths she took to calm herself? Though she hadn't known Su Ruoro for long, she could tell that Su Ruoro was a kind and obedient girl. She was certain that Su Ruoro wouldn't lie to her. Did that mean young Master Qin was actually such a perfect person? If big sister Dongfang Qingxue found out that she misunderstood young Master Qin and discovered how he really was, would she still reject the engagement? At this time, Rao Sherman began to feel hesitant about her plan and quest. Oh, why are you two girls so good at playing cards? I've lost this ma and bombed it. How embarrassing. Qin Feng saw that the atmosphere became harmonious and warm, so he took the opportunity to immediately remove his jacket. After removing his jacket, he didn't stop. He proceeded to completely unbutton his white dress shirt and expose his well-built pecs and abs to the two beauties. Su Ruoro had seen Qin Feng bare-chested a fair number of times, so her charming face only flushed slightly. She didn't have much of a reaction. On the other hand, Rao Sherman gave a startled yelp. She glared coldly at Qin Feng and yelled, "Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up and put your clothes on." Qin Feng undid his buttons and was about to remove his white dress shirt when he was suddenly and severely stopped by Rao Sherman. He looked foolishly at the two women and said, "What?" Before playing cards, didn't we say whoever lost would take off their clothes? I lost this round, so I have to remove one article of clothing. But there was also a bomb, so we have to add another article. I, Qin Feng, have always been able to play games, and can I admit it when I'm defeated? I won't be dishonest with you girls. As Qin Feng spoke, he pulled off his white dress shirt and sat in front of the two little beauties with a bared torso. His heart beat wildly. Rao Sherman's and Su Ruoro's expressions darkened because Qin Feng never mentioned they were playing this way before they started the card game. Otherwise, how would they possibly play with him? You're crazy. When did we agree to such a shameless way of playing? Hurry and put on your clothes. Rao Sherman glared coldly at Qin Feng. Red flecks appeared on her beautiful and youthful face. This was her first time sitting face-to-face with a bare-chested man. Ruoro, we clearly agreed on this before playing the card game. Why are you acting dishonestly? Hurry and tell her. Didn't we say the loser has to take off their clothes? Qin Feng continuously winked at Su Ruoro. He knew that he could finally put the female servant, Su Ruoro, that he taught to good use. I didn't hear it. I am thirsty, so I'm going to get something to drink. Little sister Sherman, would you like something? Su Ruoro ran off in a bit of a fluster. She'd lived with Qin Feng for so long, so how could she not know what he was thinking? This person's vulgar and shameless disease was coming out again. However, Rao Sherman was Su Ruoro's idol. She couldn't bear to help Qin Feng bully her. Su Ruoro brought over 3 bottles of yogurt and gave a bottle to each person. Qin Feng saw that Su Ruoro wasn't helping him, so he smiled awkwardly as he put his clothes back on. Haha, then maybe I remembered wrong. Why don't we start now? Whoever loses. Qin Feng hadn't finished speaking when Rao Sherman glared coldly at Qin Feng. I'm not playing anymore. Play by yourself. Rao Sherman got to her feet and prepared to retire to her own villa, when Qin Feng immediately gave Su Ruoro a meaningful look. Su Ruoro pouted and unwillingly stood up to hold on to Rao Sherman. Little sister Sherman, see, can you sing a song for me before leaving? I love your singing voice so much. My favorite is the song you sang during your debut. Because of you, I've listened to it for over a year, but when I hear it, it's still just as moving. Su Ruoro really did have an eye on Rao Sherman since her debut. She could easily name Rao Sherman's debut album and her first single. She wasn't like Qin Feng, who only knew how to trick people. Okay, Then I'll sing a song for Big Sister Ruoro, said Rao Sherman with a smile. Okay, okay, singing is good. This living room just so happens to have a household audio system, and I can play the piano. Why don't we do a duet, Miss Sherman? Chin Feng looked appreciatively at Su Ruoro and spoke with a jolly smile. He had just finished speaking when the two women looked at him with disdain. Su Ruoro had never heard Chin Feng play the piano. She thought that a person who was an idler like him definitely wouldn't be able to play the piano. This was probably a method for hitting on Rao Sherman. And a celebrity as big as Rao Sherman usually had China's most famous bands accompanying her, so she clearly looked down on Chin Feng. Chin Feng, how about you don't play the piano? Su Ruoro looked at Chin Feng with a bit of a wronged expression. She really liked Rao Sherman, and it was rare that she could hear Rao Sherman sing in front of her, so she didn't want Chin Feng's subpar piano skills to ruin it. Hey, it's no trouble at all. We're all friends. Why are you being so courteous? Chin Feng didn't care about the reactions of these two girls at all. At this time, he already sat at the piano with a smile and turned on the spotlight above his head. A white light enveloped the piano and its surrounding area and fell on Chin Feng's soft hair. His profile was dashing, and he sat there with his head raised and chest puffed like a prince on a white horse, straight out of a fairy tale. Disregarding his piano-playing ability, this gentle and lovely image mesmerized the two women. Miss Sherman, I'm ready. What do you want to sing? I'll download the sheet music from online. Chin Feng looked smilingly at Rao Sherman. He had recently drawn elementary piano skills from the system's lottery and even played a song for Zhao Lingxian at the banquet of the rich and powerful. Chin Feng was completely worry-free with regard to his piano skills. Big Sister Ruoro wants to hear Because of You, so I'll sing that one. Rao Sherman regained her senses and immediately reinstated her usual gentle and youthful aura. She spoke to Chin Feng with indifference. Okay, I can start at any time. Miss Sherman, just search for this song on the screen. After Chin Feng downloaded the sheet music for Because of You, he smiled lightly at Rao Sherman. Rao Sherman searched for it in the living room's LCD screen and quickly found the title track from her debut, Because of You. Ding ding. The song's prelude began to play from the television. The song was graceful and carried with it a bit of melancholy. It was a sentimental little love song. This was Chin Feng's first time hearing it, and he was already deeply immersed into it. Just then, he lowered his hands, and his aura immediately changed. He had a dignified and elegant expression and a grand and mature aura. The instant he began to play the piano, he seemed to transform into an entirely different person. And the instant his fingertips fell, the two women's eyes were filled with shock. They both thought that Chin Feng's piano-playing skills would be horrible, or that he didn't know how to play the piano. However, at this time, the lovely, mournful melody that came from under the spotlight was graceful and moving. It lingered in the living room like the sounds of nature. Chin Feng's hands seemed to be bestowed the magic of master pianists. They quickly and dexterously danced on the black and white keys. He had just said that it was his first time hearing the song, and he even downloaded the sheet music. However, the quality of his performance already surpassed the top bands that accompanied Rao Sherman. And once the music began, Rao Sherman forgot to sing. Sherman. It was Su Ruoro's reminder that roused Rao Sherman from her shock. Rao Sherman immediately lifted the microphone and sang an elegant and moving tune. Because of you, I won't give up on my dreams. Because of you, light has appeared before me. We met a summer day 8 years ago. In the blink of an eye, time flew by. I walked on the road of my dreams completely because of you. And you, where are you? Once she opened her mouth, Rao Sherman's entire aura changed. Her voice was innately unique. It was slightly raspy and made the song's melancholy tone, the lovely image formed by the song's lyrics. This raised the entire song to a completely higher level, a level no one else could achieve. After all, this was a true story about Rao Sherman's childhood. Thus, she sang with her personal feelings. No one else had the same profound experience, So how could they sing with that profound and authentic melancholy and longing? As the song slowly entered the chorus, Rao Sherman's voice became more emotional. Her thoughts slowly drifted. There was a flash of white in her head, and she already returned to that summer day 8 years ago. A sunny September day, by a lotus pond. Rao Sherman was still a little 12-year-old girl singing by the lotus pond. Ever since she was little, she liked to sing. This was her dream since she was young. A handsome little boy suddenly walked over. "Little beauty, your singing is as moving and beautiful as you are." Rao Sherman looked shyly at the little boy. When she smiled, there were 2 little dimples on her face. "Thank you. You're the first to say my singing sounds good. Your parents never praised you?" "No, they don't approve of my singing." Rao Sherman's mood suddenly fell. "I really like music, but Dad and Mom think singing's a dead end. They won't even let me sign up for music classes. I just got into a big argument with my mom at home. After I go back when I'm done singing here, I'm going to completely give up on this dream." The little boy walked up to her and gently wrapped Rao Sherman in his arms. He patted her soft, beautiful raven hair and said, "Little beauty, you shouldn't give up on your dreams. You'll be sure to encounter a lot of trials and tribulations on the road toward your dreams, but you have to persevere. It doesn't matter whether or not other people like your songs. I'll always be your first fan. For you. This card has 30,000 yuan. Take it to enroll in supplementary lessons. You have to persevere." Rao Sherman's eyes turned red, and sparkling tears slid down her cheeks. Chapter 263. Chapter 263, The Perfect Combination. At the same time, Qin Feng was sitting at the piano with his fingers dancing over the piano keys. Slowly, his expression became dazed. A vague memory from when he was still a teenager suddenly came to mind. It happened on a blazing hot sunny day in September, beside Lotus Lake. Qin Feng was just 13 years old. By that time, he had been renowned as the #1 seducer in his secondary school. On his way home after school, he heard a beautiful voice drifting over from a lotus pond. Most importantly, the girl who was singing was extremely gorgeous. She wore a long dress and had a head of black hair. A pair of big eyes and a small dimple sat perfectly on her face. She was as beautiful as a princess. As a guy who had been groping and honing his skills on the path of seduction, striving to reach the realm of seducer sage, how could Qin Feng ignore such a charming little princess? He immediately rushed to her side and started complimenting her. "Hi, little beauty. Your singing voice is so beautiful, just like you." After Qin Feng sweet-talked the little beauty, he saw a touch of gratitude gushing from the little beauty's eyes. Seeing this was his perfect opportunity, Qin Feng quickly embraced the little beauty in his arms. The little beauty had a pleasant smell. Her body was soft and delicate. Without hesitation, Qin Feng handed his cash card to the little beauty. He assumed this was the upkeep of her for being his kept woman. Just when he handed his cash card, the little beauty ran away with tears in her eyes and finally got into a black limo. The black limo turned out to be her family that was picking her up. The time had crossed an 8-year gap in a blink of an eye and returned to Qin Manor's living room. Qin Feng had an expression of mixed feelings on his face. Every time he thought of this incident, a sense of frustration would well up in his heart. This incident was by far the most embarrassing and the biggest failure in his path as a seducer. His attempt to seduce the little beauty failed brutally, and he never got a chance to meet the little girl again. As a result, the appearance of the little beauty was pretty vague in his memories. Ding ding. After the last 2 keys sounded on the piano, both Qin Feng and Rao Sherman stopped. Even Su Ruoro, who had been video recording the performance all along, stopped as well. 3 of them stood in their own positions and had blank looks on their faces, as if their souls had been reaped away. This was because the song brought back Qin Feng's and Rao Sherman's teenage memories and had a huge impact on Su Ruoro. All of them needed some time to digest the overwhelming sentiment. Clap, clap. Nobody knew how much time passed, But Su Ruoro regained her senses first. She couldn't restrain herself anymore and clapped with her small hands. As Rao Sherman's superfan, she had listened to this greatest hit over and over. She even deliberately downloaded every single version of this song from the internet. However, right until now, the live performance of Qin Feng and Rao Sherman was by far the most touching and most alluring to the heart she had ever heard. Su Ruoro had goosebumps all over her body right now. "Little sister Sherman, your voice is so great that I've almost cried." Su Ruoro excitedly glommed on to Rao Sherman. "And Qin Feng, you really know how to play the piano, and you played it well. Your outstanding piano skill heightened the performance just now to an extreme level." Su Ruoro glommed on to Qin Feng after she'd hugged Rao Sherman. Qin Feng then locked Su Ruoro tightly in his arms and deliberately pushed her breasts against his pecs. "You're so annoying. Let me go now." Su Ruoro noticed Qin Feng's action right off. She pushed him away timidly and then rushed to Rao Sherman's side. It was then that Rao Sherman regained her senses. There are a few streams of tears on her good-looking and youthful face. Every time she sang the song, "Because of You," she'd remember the memory from her teenage years. In her memories of the September of that year, the blazing sun shone brightly in the sky when she stood by Lotus Lake. Whenever she sang the song, Rao Sherman would quietly shed a few drops of tears behind everyone's backs. This was because the song was of her own work. The lyrics and melody were all created by her. This song was dedicated to the sunshine boy she'd met 8 years ago. For without the boy, Rao Sherman would never have come this far. At that time, she would probably have cried at Lotus Lake and discarded her singing dream once she got home. Rao Sherman was a grateful person. She knew her being able to become a superstar, chased and adored by billions of fans, was all because of the words the Sunshine Boy said beside Lotus Lake that year. "It doesn't matter whether or not other people like your songs. I'll always be your first fan." It was just as simple as that, and the actual intention was to hook up with her. However, Rao Sherman took it as her inspiration and carved it deep inside her heart. Along her journey to become a superstar, when she was about to give up or when she encountered difficulties, she would think of this sentence and clench her teeth tightly to overcome the adversity. "Qin Feng, thank you. Your piano performance was remarkable and satisfied me the most by far, even more than my professional orchestra team." Rao Sherman was still ravished with joy. Even she took a long time to calm. Her gaze on Qin Feng was full of affection. She was dazed for a short while, and suddenly Qin Feng's appearance started to overlap with the sunshine boy she'd met 8 years ago. "Haha, I just played it casually. In fact, I don't practice the piano." Qin Feng looked at Rao Sherman with a beaming smile. He could see some changes in Rao Sherman's eyes. Before that, the way Rao Sherman looked at him was neither hostile nor friendly. But now, her gaze revealed affection and excitement. Qin Feng thought the time had come. He just used a piano song and successfully won the heart of the hottest star in the entertainment industry. "Sherman, actually, I think there are portions of your song that could be amended, and I have some ideas regarding its lyrics and melody. How about we go to my room now, take off our shoes and get on my bed, sit with our legs crossed, and then talk all night long?" Qin Feng looked at Rao Sherman gleefully. The tenderness and affection in Rao Sherman's eyes faded slowly and were soon replaced by her usually indifferent demeanor. "Mr. Qin, it's getting late. I'm going back to my own villa to get some rest. Regarding the meeting between me and young Master Qin, I do hope Mr. Qin will make a great effort to arrange it for me as soon as possible." Rao Sherman scorned Qin Feng gently. After that, she grabbed Su Ruoro's arm with a warm smile on her face and said, "Sis Ruoro, I just flew in from the capital today and I'm tired now. I'll sing a few more songs for you next time if we have more time." "Little sister Sherman, you better go rest now then. Feel free to find me if you need any help from me during your stay in Qin Manor." Su Ruoro gave Rao Sherman a charming smile. Rao Sherman went off to her villa after taking her leave of Su Ruoro. Seeing the slender and flaming figure disappearing into the dark night, Qin Feng sighed in his heart. He'd thought he could take down Rao Sherman tonight, but she just slipped away in the nick of time. Ruoro, don't you like the song as well? How about you go to my room now? We sit opposite each other with our legs crossed, and then, after Rao Sherman had left, Chin Feng instantly swide targets to Su Ruoro. I'm going upstairs to sleep now. Good night. Su Ruoro ran faster than a rabbit. In the blink of an eye, she had gone to the upper floor. A moment after she went up, Qin Huang walked downstairs. When he saw Qin Feng alone standing in trance in the big parlor, he was rather amused. Feng when I was reading in the study, I heard someone singing and playing the piano downstairs. The voice and piano were enchanting. Was the song sung by Rao Sherman? Yeah, and the piano was played by me. Qin Feng gloated. How could I, as your father, not know you, little brat, could play the piano? Seeing there was no one else around, Qin Huang could finally acknowledge him as his son. In order to help Qin Feng hook up with girls, Qin Huang was worn out from acting in Qin Feng's show. Feng regarding the song just now, I've some points of my own, especially your piano part. I think there are some verses that need to be revised. Now, let's go to your father's room. We can sit together with our legs crossed and talk all night long. It has been such a long time since I've heard a song that could really touch one's soul and evoke memories. Qin Huang was reminiscing. He had really taken a liking to the song just now. It was just that Qin Feng's heart was a little bit shaken when he heard what his father said. In a split second, he rushed to his room. This little bastard, I knew it. The piano wasn't played by you. What is a good-for-nothing little brat like you know besides hooking up with girls? Now that I've seen through your dirty trick, you run away faster than a rabbit. Qin Huang mumbled to himself, standing alone in the parlor. Royal Group, Liu Chen's office. Liu Chen was sitting on her office chair while a good-looking, tall man stood in front of her. That guy was the gold-collar analyst in the financial investment department, Lin Shuai. As a returnee who had studied abroad, Lin Shuai was a golden boy. He was handsome and humorous, young and promising. Although he'd worked in Royal Group for a mere 3 months, he'd already been promoted to a gold-collar position, a royal analyst in the company. He was pretty popular among company employees. Those newly recruited beauties, in particular, all had set their sights on him. However, Ling Shuai was aiming high. Within the whole Royal Group, he had his sights fixed on only 3 persons: Su Ruoro, Liu Chen, and Han Ying. Unfortunately, these 3 were usually closer to Qin Feng and always gave him the cold shoulder. General Manager Li, what's the purpose of calling me here all of a sudden? With a handsome and sunny smile on his face, Lin Shuai gazed gently at Liu Chen. He'd been summoned by Liu Chen as soon as he came to the office early in the morning. Now, he was dwelling in his delusion. Does Liu Chen want to invite me to a movie or dinner after work? Manager Lin, you should have heard the news that the celebrity Rao Sherman has come to our company. The opening ceremony for Royal Group's Cloud City, Hua Manor Phase 2's villa is on the day after tomorrow. However, since Miss Rao Sherman came early and has nothing to do at the moment, the top management decided to anoint a person to take her for a stroll around the city. Essentially, Qin Feng is the person in charge. But taking into account that Qin Feng is taking Miss Rao Sherman to lunch at a high-class Western restaurant, it's probably the best if a person who's proficient in French tags along. Since you're an elite who studied in France, I'm not sure whether are you willing to host Miss Rao Sherman together with Qin Feng? Even though Liu Chen didn't invite him for a date, Lin Shuai wasn't disheartened. Instead, his heart was filled with pride when he was asked by Liu Chen to bring Rao Sherman for a meal at a Western restaurant. Especially when Qin Feng was tagging along with him this time. He even planned to humiliate Qin Feng harshly in front of Rao Sherman. I'd like to see if this little brat still dares to act arrogant in front of me next time. General Manager Li, it's my honor to serve the company and the superstar Rao Sherman, said Lin Shuai, the corner of his mouth quirking in a faint smile. Okay then, you can now go to Leader Qin's office. Rao Sherman is there as well? I think they're leaving soon, Liu Chen said indifferently. She totally had no feelings toward Lin Shuai and behaved like a normal co-worker with him. Chapter 264. Chapter 264. Shamelessness Knows No Limits. Sure, man. Where do you want to go today? Why don't we go to the bar, KTV, to get a foot massage, or those kinds of places? In Group Leader Qin's office, Qin Feng's eyes were pinned to Rao Sherman as he smiled. Today, Rao Sherman was dressed extremely beautifully. Her makeup was light and natural, and she looked youthful and energetic. She wore a printed beige top paired with a light purple short skirt. Her fair and long legs were bare and free to breathe the air. Her small, delicate feet were shod in a pair of red high heels. She stood silently to the side and was almost as tall as Qin Feng. "Mr. Qin, can't you tell that it's daytime right now?" Rao Sherman had only interacted with Qin Feng for a morning, yet she saw completely through him to his vulgar personality. Thus, in the face of his lascivious expression, Rao Sherman was completely unfazed. "Sherman is right. Those places are only fun at night." "Then let's play at a bar at night," said Qin Feng with a smile. Rao Sherman stared expressionlessly at Qin Feng. "What I mean is that it's still daytime right now. If you want to dream, Mr. Qin, wait until you go home at night." "Haha, Group Leader Qin, Superstar Sherman, you're both here?" At this time, Lin Shuai pushed open the door to Qin Feng's office and walked in with a jolly smile. "So it's Idiot Lin. Why do you have the time to come play in my office today?" Qin Feng looked at Lin Shuai with a smile. Lin Shuai had just gotten the assignment of taking Rao Sherman to eat French food and was in the middle of feeling good about himself. In the end, Qin Feng's singular Idiot Lin instantly spoiled his great mood. He only felt as though someone stabbed him in the chest and a mouthful of fresh blood was stuck in his throat, but he couldn't even spit it out. "Oh, I haven't introduced you to Sherman. This is our royal group's youthful and promising bastard who calls himself Idiot Lin. He works in Royal Group's financial investment department, and it's said that his salary is 500,000. He's really something." Qin Feng's introduction of Lin Shuai to Rao Sherman seemed to praise Lin Shuai, but in Lin Shuai's ears, his chest was instantly stabbed again. "Haha, I've heard that the sales department has a group leader Qin who's witty, humorous, and loves to joke. So it's true." Lin Shuai didn't dare let Qin Feng continue speaking. If he let that brat continue spouting nonsense, Rao Sherman might not want him to accompany her. He immediately stepped forward and smiled. "Miss Rao Sherman, allow me to formally introduce myself. I studied abroad and graduated from the second most prominent university in Lyon, France. The university is one of the top 5 in France. I learned a lot about culture and gained a lot of knowledge. However, I know Chinese blood runs through my veins. Thus, after graduating and receiving an invitation from several large French companies in the market, I resolutely declined them. I returned to the country in my hometown, Acropolis City, and developed my career in Royal Group. I strive to use the knowledge I learned abroad to repay my motherland and its people. That's right, my name is Lin Shuai, the Lin with 2 woods and Shuai meaning handsome." Lin Shuai's introduction was over, and Qin Feng's and Rao Sherman's eyes widened. They weren't shocked by Lin Shuai's strong educational background or his patriotism. They were bowled over by his bullshitting abilities. Even Qin Feng, who typically bullshitted without any change in his expression and lied whenever he opened his mouth, secretly shook his head. There's always someone superior, and shamelessness knows no limits. Qin Feng felt that he still had a long way to travel on the road of cultivation in the realm of shamelessness. "Idiot Lin? If you're really busy at work, then go to your work." Lin Shuai talked for half a day, yet Rao Sherman didn't remember even a sentence of his. On the other hand, Rao Sherman instantly committed Qin Feng's nickname for him, Idiot Lin, to memory. "Miss Rao Sherman, my name is Lin Shuai, the Lin with 2 woods and Shuai meaning handsome." Fire rose within Lin Shuai, but he continued to smile at Rao Sherman. "Mr. Lin." Rao Sherman was part of the entertainment industry, so she had seen too many handsome men. Now, when she determined whether or not a man was handsome, she didn't consider his appearance but paid attention to his heart. After hearing Lin Shuai's introduction, Rao Sherman couldn't utter the word Shuai. You can go do what you need to. Rao Sherman's expression turned slightly cold and already hinted that she wanted Lin Shuai gone. How would Lin Shuai be willing to leave? He hadn't yet brought Rao Sherman to a French restaurant to show off or slap Qin Feng in the face. Miss Rao Sherman, my assignment from the company today is to accompany you in having fun, ensuring your safety, and being your assistant. I have Mr. Qin, and that's enough. I don't need you, said Rao Sherman impolitely. Sherman is right. I alone am enough to care for and protect her. We don't need you. Don't be a third wheel. Hurry up and leave, laughed Qin Feng. Wait, then stay and bear the responsibility with Mr. Qin for my activities today. Rao Sherman suddenly changed her mind. Because once she saw the glimmer of vulgarness in Qin Feng's gaze toward her, she felt that going out alone with Qin Feng might be dangerous. If there was another person, she believed that between Qin Feng and Lin Shuai, neither of them would dare harbor ill thoughts about her. Haha, Miss Rao Sherman, then let's head out now. Lin Shuai stared at Qin Feng with self-satisfaction as he led the way. The three of them arrived outside the entrance of Royal Group, where a company bins for driving important guests waited. Aya, we still have to drive? But what do we do if I can't drive? Qin Feng looked at the bins with a conflicted expression. Lin Shuai gazed scornfully at Qin Feng. He usually saw Qin Feng riding a broken old 28 bicycle to and from work. He originally thought Qin Feng was poor and had no money to buy a car. Now, Lin Shuai finally understood. This brat didn't even know how to drive a car. When Lin Shuai thought about this, he couldn't help but guffaw. Haha, it's already the 21st century. Being unable to drive is the same as being illiterate. Good thing the company had the good sense to send me to act as Rao Sherman's host as well. Otherwise, if you can't even drive, don't tell me you want our famous celebrity to walk in the streets? Haha. It wasn't often that Lin Shuai had the upper hand with Qin Feng. After ridiculing him, he raised his head and puffed out his chest, then walked up to Rao Sherman. He opened the back door and blocked the top of the car in a gentlemanly manner as he smiled and said, Miss Rao Sherman, please? How nice it feels to have a driver. Without waiting for Rao Sherman to get in the car, Qin Feng slipped into the back seat first. Rao Sherman originally thought that she was going to sit in the back by herself, and that Qin Feng and Lin Shuai would sit in the front. However, when Rao Sherman saw Qin Feng acting like he wouldn't leave, Rao Sherman could only shake her head and get in. Between the two, she'd rather sit in the back with Qin Feng than sit in the front with the sham, Lin Shuai. Both of them got into the car, and Lin Shuai's hand still maintained a protective gesture atop the car door. He seemed to suddenly come to his senses. He hadn't paid attention and was played by Qin Feng once again. Driver, why are you still standing there? Hurry up and drive. Qin Feng's complaints drifted over. Lin Shuai's lips tweed violently. He used all his strength to suppress the rage within him, then instantly became a chauffeur and obediently ran around to drive. Along the way, Qin Feng suddenly leaned toward Rao Sherman and said with a chuckle, Sherman, how do you take care of your skin? Your arms are as fair and soft as a new lotus root, and the skin on your face is like a newborn's. It's completely wrinkle-free. You wouldn't have used hyaluronic acid or anything like that, would you? Hurry and let me feel it, and see how different it feels compared to normal people's. Mr. Qin, please pay attention to your identity and behavior. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the car. Rao Sherman was cautious of Qin Feng. When she saw his hand heading toward her face, she immediately blocked her face with her purse. Qin Feng saw that his plan failed, so he moved his hand slightly and pushed Rao Sherman's cell phone off the seat and to the floor. Then, he yelped in a flustered manner, "Oh no, Sherman, your cell phone dropped." Rao Sherman didn't suspect anything this time, and she bent over to pick up her cell phone. Qin Feng immediately looked down her cleavage to see an undergarment with white lace trim. He saw the elegant curves, neither too big nor too small, but just right. Screech. The car stopped suddenly, and Qin Feng and Rao Sherman were almost flung out of the car. They quickly raised their heads to look in front of them and saw that Lin Shuai almost crashed into the car ahead of them. Ever since Lin Shuai became the chauffeur, he'd been extremely angry. What was more, he saw Qin Feng and Rao Sherman sitting together in the back seat, and Qin Feng occasionally teasing Rao Sherman. Lin Shuai increasingly felt as though he was being toyed with by Qin Feng. When Qin Feng intentionally knocked over the cell phone and made Rao Sherman bend over, Lin Shuai saw Qin Feng lower his head to peek down Rao Sherman's collar. So how could he be calm? He immediately peeked through the rearview mirror. However, Lin Shuai saw nothing and almost crashed into the car in front of him. Driver Lin, what's wrong with your driving? As a driver, you have to do your job properly. Were you trying to peep at Rao Sherman's chest or something through the rearview mirror when you saw her bend over to pick up her cell phone? Qin Feng reprimanded severely. Rao Sherman's expression changed immediately. She instinctively tugged at her collar and glared coldly at Lin Shuai through the rearview mirror. Mr. Lin, if you think of despicable things and you don't drive properly, you can scram and go back to work. Mr. Qin alone is enough to accompany me on my trip. Lin Shuai felt the pain of tens of sharp arrows piercing his heart. Qin Feng saw everything, yet he wasn't reprimanded. But Lin Shuai didn't see anything and was harshly berated. It's hard being a good person in this world. For the rest of the trip, Lin Shuai no longer had the guts to peek at Rao Sherman through the rearview mirror. However, he felt a surge of pain when he heard Qin Feng find ways to tease Rao Sherman and trick her into letting him touch her little hand a couple of times. If he'd known that by not driving, he'd be able to sit in the back with Rao Sherman, smell the fragrance of her body, and touch her little hand, Lin Shuai definitely wouldn't have admitted that he could drive. Lin Shuai's driving was steady. Half an hour later, they arrived at the entrance of the Gold and Silver Building. The Gold and Silver Building was one of Acropolis's iconic buildings. It was very different from the International Shopping Center in Wancheng Square, which Qin Feng took Yunxiao to. After all, the Gold and Silver Building was Acropolis City's best luxury goods shopping area. Those that could come here were the extremely rich. If you walked around casually, you wouldn't be able to leave if you didn't have one. 8 million. Qin Feng suggested that Rao Sherman come here and shop because of her identity as a famous celebrity. If they went to crowded places like the International Shopping Center in Wancheng Square, it would be easy for someone to recognize Rao Sherman, and unnecessary trouble would arise. Also, there weren't very many people shopping at the Gold and Silver Building, and they were all rich and powerful. Even if someone recognized Rao Sherman, they wouldn't act like crazy fans. Chapter 265. Chapter 265. Remove the two numbers at the end. Suddenly, a group of three consisting of 2 men and a woman walked into the Gold and Silver Building's lobby. Lin Shuai was blazing the trail in front. He'd seized all the work as chauffeur and bodyguard of the day for himself. Qin Feng and Rao Sherman walked behind him side by side like a couple. In order to remain undiscovered by her fans, Rao Sherman had changed her outfit after getting out of the car. She had a big round hat on her head, a pair of large sunglasses on her face, and a black trench coat over her shoulders. She had the air of a big sister when she walked. 3 of them took the elevator and went to the 3rd floor. This floor was packed with top international fashion brands. As a top-tier celebrity, Rao Sherman was so busy that she had no time for shopping. In fact, most of her outfits were selected by her manager. This time, she came to Acropolis City to carry out her mission. It was such a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity for her to do her own shopping. Rao Sherman was very delighted and shopped from one store to another. There were fewer people shopping in the Gold and Silver Building. Nobody could recognize Rao Sherman even when the 3 of them had shopped for quite some time. This relaxed Rao Sherman even more, and she began her mad shopping spree. The 3 of them walked into a Prada fashion store. 2 youthful and beautiful salesgirls walked up and welcomed them with open arms. Welcome. How may I assist you, Misters and Miss? A new purse just arrived at our Prada main store in the Gold and Silver Building yesterday. Would you like to have a look at it, miss? Prada was a famous brand that sold multiple international luxury product lines. Well known for its high visibility and top quality, It offered men's and women's clothing, leather goods, footwear, eyewear, and fragrances as well as tailoring service. Rao Sherman waved to the salesgirls and started to roam around the shop freely by herself. Seeing this as a chance to promote himself, Lin Shuai hastily rushed to Rao Sherman's side and talked with his head high and chest puffed out. Miss Sherman, Prada was established by an Italian, Mario Prada, at Milan, Italy, in 1913. Since its very first store, its core value has been to constantly bring forth new ideas and follow the pace of fashion trends. And now, even 100 years later, Prada still perseveres in walking on the path of innovation and creativity. Indeed, it's a worldwide luxury fashion house that lives up to its fame. Also, the products here are a perfect match for Miss Sherman, a person of high caliber and dignity. In order to attract more girls, Lin Shuai deliberately memorized all the top 10 famous international women's fashion brands. With his proficiency and insight in famous brands and fashion, he'd seduced heaps of women into sleeping with him. Now, he was trying to use the same trick on Rao Sherman as well. If he could sleep with this superstar, Lin Shuai swore that it would be more than worth not touching another woman for a whole year. I'd always shopped at various multinational top-tier fashion shops when I was studying in France. Those shops are always updated with the latest models. I've seen some of the models of this store in Paris a few years ago, but there are some models that were indeed released this year. Miss Sherman, shall I introduce some models that are suitable for you? Lin Shuai behaved like a knowledgeable gentleman and talked non-stop beside Rao Sherman. On the other hand, Rao Sherman had taken off her big sunglasses. Her long, fine eyelashes fluttered slightly as she focused on picking her favorite purse from the shelves and seemingly ignored what Lin Shuai said. Miss Sherman, I think this purse suits you very well. It's classy and elegant yet not too flashy. Would you like to give it a try? If you like it, I could buy it for you as a token of our friendship. Lin Shuai handed a purse to Rao Sherman after taking a look at the price. The purse was priced at 19,888 yuan, still within Lin Shuai's budget. If Rao Sherman was willing to accept the purse, he'd be very delighted. No need. I'll pick one myself. Rao Sherman rejected Lin Shuai's offer indifferently. Lin Shuai felt awkward at Rao Sherman's refusal. The purse he held was suspended in midair. He couldn't put it back on the shelf nor forcibly stuff it into Rao Sherman's hands. Suddenly, a gleam of light shone brightly in Lin Shuai's eyes. He then walked to Qin Feng and said, "Leader Qin, what do you think of this purse? Personally, I think it suits Miss Sherman very well. I want to give her as a gift, but unfortunately she rejected me. Why don't you buy it for Miss Sherman instead?" He knew Qin Feng was merely a sales representative in the sales department, and it still hadn't been a week since Qin Feng was promoted to group leader. He was very sure Qin Feng biked to work every day and definitely didn't have the budget to buy a purse that cost 20,000. Now he wanted to brush off the embarrassment and shift it to Qin Feng. He wanted to disgrace Qin Feng in front of Rao Sherman. "Idiot Lin, the purse you picked is dull and inconspicuous. No wonder Sherman doesn't like it. You're so tasteless." Qin Feng replied, giving Lin Shuai a smirk after seeing through Lin Shuai's intention with a glance. Calling Lin Shuai "Idiot Lin," Qin Feng had drawn the attention of a few beautiful salesgirls. When their gazes fell on Lin Shuai, they tried very hard to maintain their countenance and not laugh at him. "Leader Qin, this purse is this summer's latest model, a masterpiece designed by a famous Italian purse designer. How could you say it looks terrible? I think you would say so because you don't want to spend your money to buy a present for Miss Sherman, right?" Lin Shuai had gotten accustomed to the name Idiot Lin, as everyone called him that in the company. Right now, he just ignored being called that name in public and talked gleefully to Qin Feng. "Idiot Lin, what's going on with your brain? Why should I buy the purse if Miss Sherman doesn't like it? If I really want to buy one, I'll buy her one she likes," Qin Feng said in a louder voice. When those salesgirls heard Lin Shuai being called Idiot Lin and saw he wasn't enraged and even enjoyed it with a triumphant expression on his face, they just couldn't restrain themselves anymore. They laughed behind their hands. Rao Sherman heard them talking. She was annoyed and glared at them. She didn't have a good impression of either Qin Feng or Lin Shuai. She wouldn't accept a gift either of them, especially the pervert, Qin Feng. She had been taken advantage of by him a couple of times on the way here. She still kept the grudge in her heart. Mr. Qin, actually I prefer this purse more. Would you buy it for me? Rao Sherman's eyes suddenly shone with light, and she walked up to Qin Feng. With a smile in her clear eyes, she waved the purse in her hand. The purse was priced at 59,998 yuan, which was a little bit high. Rao Sherman didn't believe Qin Feng could afford it. She was just going to take revenge on this scoundrel and see if he would still dare to get fresh with her again. Lin Shuai was closer to Rao Sherman, so he could see the price tag of the purse clearly with just a glance. The price of this purse, 59,998 yuan, was nearly the annual income of an ordinary family. His gaze were filled with relish when he looked at Qin Feng again. Miss Sherman, you've come all the way to Royal Group as our VIP. How could Leader Qin not buy you a present if you've taken a liking to any merchandise here? Lin Shuai smiled at Qin Feng and asked, Am I right, Leader Qin? Qin Feng ignored Lin Shuai and took the purse in Rao Sherman's hand. Suddenly, his expression changed and he exclaimed loudly, Holy shit! How come a purse like this needs 59,998 yuan? Isn't this highway robbery? Do you know how many families there are that can't earn this much in a year? Rao Sherman and Lin Shuai were shocked when Qin Feng broke out into curses. However, both of them regained their composure soon after. Lin Shuai, in particular, was so happy that a flower might bloom on his face. He knew this purse was extremely expensive, and he thought Qin Feng would still clench his teeth and buy the purse even if Qin Feng had to exceed his card limit or use all his savings. He never imagined this person would act like a country bumpkin from the village and throw a tantrum in an international luxury store after seeing the price of the purse. Lin Shuai almost laughed to death at Qin Feng's reaction. Haha. Leader Qin, is this the first time you shopped in a luxury store like this? This price isn't expensive at all. If you can't afford it, then I'll buy it for Miss Sherman. Anyway, in my point of view, only a present with such a price could ma a person of consequence like Miss Sherman. While Lin Shuai was snidely mocking Qin Feng, two salesgirls had been attracted by the incident and started walking toward them. Mr. and Miss, how may I assist you? One of the beauties, who had a store manager badge pinned, asked Qin Feng with a gentle smile. Qin Feng waved the purse in his hand and yelled harshly, Hey, why's this purse of yours so expensive? Just a small thing like that, and it costs 59,998 yuan. Why don't you guys become robbers instead? Seeing Qin Feng holding the purse and arguing with that staff member, Lin Shuai laughed so hard that tears came out of his eyes. He thought he should record this incident and post it to the company group to let everybody see how Qin Feng acted like a hillbilly and made a clown of himself. Rao Sherman was left speechless. She somehow regretted bringing this scoundrel shopping. Mister, I'm very sorry to tell you that, as our Prada is one of the top 10 international fashion brands, the prices of our merchandise are all fixed and we would never cheat our customers. All our merchandise are personally conceived by international designers. The designs are first-class quality. They're surely worth the price. The beautiful store manager answered Qin Feng with a smile on her face, but a hint of disdain could be seen slipping into her eyes. Lin Shuai and Rao Sherman were able to notice that. Stop bluffing me. Qin Feng impatiently waved his hand. Just let me know whether can you take out 2 zeros and sell it to me at 599 yuan. Everyone was dumbstruck at Qin Feng's words. Everyone gave him a stunned look, as if they were looking at an alien organism. This person was so shameless at bargaining. He wasn't just removing 2 zeros, he was removing 2 digits directly from the end. Ha ha ha. After a short while, Lin Shuai guffawed uproariously all of a sudden, because he couldn't hold it in anymore. Originally, he'd planned to humiliate Qin Feng when they were having lunch at a high-class French restaurant. He never expected that he wouldn't need to make a move and Qin Feng would already slap himself in his own face until it was swollen. This place was the store of Prada, an international luxury fashion house. Qin Feng was bargaining as if he was in a general market. His action in a high-end store like this was like a clown suddenly performing at an international opera. It was just ridiculous. Leader Qin, you're really funny. Do you think this place is a general market? Are you buying a 2-cent big onion and can still counteroffer a cent for it? If you really cannot afford it, then leave it. I'll buy it for Miss Sherman. But you shouldn't speak carelessly. Losing your own face is fine, but please don't drag me and Miss Sherman along. Because both of us can't afford to lose the face. Lin Shuai felt triumphant now. Ever since he made the acquaintance of Qin Feng, the two of them would fight frequently. It was Qin Feng's victory every time, and Lin Shuai always lost brutally. This time, Lin Shuai finally could see Qin Feng make an ass of himself. He laughed like his guts would come out. Rao Sherman's expression was cold. She stood on one side quietly, not saying a word. Qin Feng ignored Lin Shuai's mocking laughter. He looked at the beautiful store manager and asked seriously, I'm asking this for one last time. Sell it at 599 yuan or we'll leave now. With every single word Qin Feng made, Lin Shuai couldn't stop his laughter. Lin Shuai was certain that Qin Feng made this top-class luxury store a general market. Now, Qin Feng even tried to frighten the store manager with the move. Sell it to me at cheaper price or else I'll leave now. Lin Shuai laughed breathlessly. Mister, I'm very sorry. We don't sell at this price. The disdain in the beautiful store manager's eyes was getting stronger and her voice sounded a little bit impatient. I think it's still expensive for me to buy at 599 yuan, and you guys still can't sell it to me. You just wait for me here. I'm going to call the Bureau of Industry and Commerce and ask the Consumer Association to deal with you all. I tell you, your brother has someone backing me. Qin Feng pulled out his phone furiously and ran outside to make a call. You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.